Blessed love, this is Rashala representing for the Lion's Voice. Seeing? Yeah, man. Keep it locked right there, sir. On to Zion we go. Lion Voice don't move slow, no. Rastafari rules and reigns, and we're going where the blessings flow. Keep it locked right there, sir. Seeing? Rashala said that. Lion's Voice.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the Lion's Voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Rastafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
Empress Manel, and I young Science. Oh, your role universally unfold, be told. Oh. Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yo, blazing fire, yeah man, this is Racindio out of Belize, and the time has come for the lions to tell our own story, right? Yeah man, we blaze fire, burning the wicked and the dirty vampire. Yeah man, Racindio said that, blazing fire, lion boy.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the Lion's Voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to Lion Voice, because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here, hear me now. Oh, yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice.
Food that nourishes the body.
ITAL Food Festival, Sunday, March 15, 2026.
This is ITAL, a delicious celebration of plant-powered foods, conscious living, and shared wisdom.
Local artisans, marketplace, cultural performances, and fun for the whole family.
From 12 noon at the President's Ground, St. Anne's. ITAL Food Festival, Sunday, March 15th,
2026.
ITAL is vital.
Yeah. Rastafari. Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Tell the people about him just minute. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, but to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love, and even when the people start war, upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, through the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start mal, when they see their city streets them flood, when the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me not budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your light was a lifeline. I think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your love was a lifeline. They say hurt people, maybe that's why Babylon them so evil. Maybe Babylon abused as a child. Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of His chosen Queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Chazmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Talk Live. Welcome to Lion Talk Live, and welcome to the Lion Voice Network, where the lions are telling our own story. Tonight we have a celebration episode. As the item know, every time we hit a 10,000 subscriber mark, we do a special episode. So tonight we're opening the platform for the Lion Pride. We have so many of the items that have made this journey what it is today. So we have shared the link in the chat, the StreamYard link. We're inviting the global family to come in. I see one of I big sisters here already. If you can just turn on your camera, please. We're gonna just reason with the family tonight. Talk about the platform. How did the item finding the content? We can talk about where we're going, world events. We are sitting on the cusp of a major war. Some saying World War III. I say World War III started already, because when you look at economic war, you look at the other wars that are happening on the continent, Africa, Ukraine, all over and South America. When you look at the players behind, you see that two sides have already squared off, and these are just moves on the chessboard. So we're watching World War III unfold, but we're on the cusp. There was a major State of the Union address last night. The American president sending some threats to Iran. And so we are all watching, I think it's acknowledged by most commentators that if this war kick off, it's going to impact the whole earth in terms of the price of gas, fuel, shipping, everything is going to be thrown off. So the world is waiting with bated breath. I said, we're going to go live on this channel as soon as the bombs them start drop, within reason. We have other work that we have to seal up. But that same day, we're going to go live here to reason on the war. We have the biblical references for the war that we're going to go over those reference and thing. And these were the things that our elders told us about, These were the days. So we're not surprised, but we are watching.
and we want to share with the global family, as we say, our sentiments, because we know Rastafari voice should be there, chanting and directing the people toward repatriation, redemption, the building of Zion in this hour. You know, we know everyone have a role to play. You have Death Angel, you have angels of discord and division, and then you have the angels that are coming to build the new heaven and the new earth. And I count I and myself in that number as Rastafari sons and daughters. This was His Majesty, the highest of Himself shall establish her. We see Addis Ababa emerging as one of the great cities on the earth, based on the blueprint or the black print set by His Majesty. So everything is unfolding. And again, we are choosing where we want to be on the battlefield. So tonight, again, feel free to join us. We have the StreamYard link in the comment section. We're going to bring up some of the family. We're just going to reason with the family tonight. I've invited some special guests a little later, prayerfully that they'll be able to join. But this is just going to be the Lion Pride. Again, we rejoice. We're celebrating reaching 60,000. We're at 62,000 now, headed towards 70,000. So we give thanks and, you know what I mean, gratitude. The most I love gratitude, you know. So anytime you achieve anything, no matter how small, we have to take the time and give thanks. My sister, can the eye put on your camera? I want to bring the eye forward that we can kick off this reasoning. Is it possible to put on the eye camera so that we can see? If you want to come up here, we do want to see ones on camera so that I and I can, you know, everyone can see the fullness of I and I family. So please put on your camera, come forward, make I and I have the reasoning. The StreamYard link is in the comments. We've also shared it in some different WhatsApp groups. So we don't even know who going past through today, but we know ones are going to Yadi, and I didn't call many ones to come directly because we want to see just how the platform is functioning. You know what I mean? We want to see the energy out there. Big up yourself, Revolution. Big up yourself, Shane Chapman. Feel free to join us. Also, you know we deal with economics. So if you have a product or service and you want to shout out your product or service, you want to talk about the works that you're doing, tonight is a night like that too. We're extending the platform to everyone doing positive work tonight. If you come up here with a division kind of energy, you come up here with foul language or bad behavior, you don't know. We run the den seriously. So you will get put out very quickly, deleted and blocked. So security is here. You know, we don't run our thing loosey-goosey. You know what I mean? We don't run our thing loosey-goosey. I see someone asking, Florida, when is the eye going to be in Georgia? I'm not sure, you know. I love Georgia, but I'm not sure. Again, I've put the StreamYard link in the comments. Feel free to join us. Just put on your mic, turn on your camera, and come and join I and I on the platform. Make I and I reason. We're opening the platform for the Lion Pride. And, you know, something tells me that this is going to be a historic reasoning. I just feel the energy. I feel the vibration. I've been watching the news unfolding. I feel like Rastafari is getting ready to turn a corner. You know what I mean? I feel like Rastafari. The eye is watching from New Zealand, King. The eye have to come on. Make me see the eye face, Shane. Click the StreamYard link. If the eye is that New Zealand, I can't pronounce where the eye coming from, because I always tell the ones that this is a global platform. So I want proof. You know, I love proof. Turn on your camera. Make I and I see there. All right, see my big sister there now. See my big sister. Hold on, let me bring forward
Making
greetings.
me laugh. You're making me laugh with some things,
Well,
and then you're reminding me of some of the chants, the Nyabingi chants. So
yes.
I say, for that reason, I'll show the face.
Yes. I
Yes,
feel
sir.
blessed. This is one of I and I big sisters in the Nyabingi order. Her father was one of I and I teachers, the great
Yes,
Ras
sir.
Iri Lion, who made such an impact on us as young university students in Washington, D.C. And we were able to meet the sister at that time. I think that was in Holyoke, you know, and we were able to connect with the sister and one of the sweet chanters out there and meet our children, stay at our place, Bralak, so much history and, our King Man, all of these things. We just, we love this history. So, what's happening? Share with I and I. What are going? Who's that there? Is that the children Somalia? Who did it? Amazing.
It's Rasila just came in. No, we give
Okay.
thanks. It's just monumental because one of my youth and I just came in from off the farm down there in Soul City, like an hour away from my home,
Yes,
and
yes,
I were preparing for this coming Sunday, the Battle of Adwa, but I and I will be engaging in the garden and
yes,
talking about composting, and we have been doing some seedlings in the greenhouse and so on. So
yes,
he and I had a long conversation while we're treading up hunting and was sharing some of the journeys of I and I's youth I was, and the contrast in this time and that time. And
yes,
so I didn't know that the program was gonna be in this format tonight. So
yes.
I'm there, just looking through and got a chance to look through. And I saw it and I say, you send the link, and I say, the link, and it says stream. Let me see what it is. And when I turn it on, I see that made up on camera. You say, wait a minute. That's not how the Jazz Match Quasi program run. So I
No,
said, but I listened to the eye and I said, yeah, man, you give thanks.
yeah,
And
man.
more joy and islandness, That's what it
Yes,
is
yes.
right at
And
this
it's
moment.
an
Not growth and
celebration. Yes.
yes.
Because,
Long, long
60,000.
time ago, Rastafari calling.
Yes. And when we started, we know that we would reach million. But when we reach 60,000, we're glad feet too. You know what I mean? Because it's showing that we're progressing. And I tell the young people, no matter what you're doing, as long as you're making progress, stay consistent, stick to it, and your vision will one day manifest. And, I feel responsible because I realize not all of the ones coming up today had the blessing that I had being around so many elders daily, being able to sit at their foot every day and stories after stories and what I mean. So I realize that there's a generation coming that will not have these testimony, and if we're not putting it on the digital format where people can access it, it's like it almost like it never happened. You know what I mean? So I feel that responsibility, and even having the story that a little girl in Namibia can now come on the Lion Voice and hear about Sister Ifia in high school, how them used to try pull off her tam and she have to, get rough on them with her sister them, you know what I mean? A little girl in Zambia might be going through that same experience in a high school and realize that she's not alone, and see how you have grown into, a grandmother, not even just a mother, but a grandmother, you know what I mean? Looking so young, you know what I mean? But this is the reality. So I'm so glad, to be able to share the I journey, and I know I and I need to reason so we can get Mama Yanzi fullness up on the platform as well, because that is a next, great testimony there. But anything that I want to share with the global family, always the works in North Carolina. I see the I Prince William will soon come to the I too. Royal blessing. How are things in Atlanta with the Rastafari family? I mean, in North Carolina, sorry, with the Rastafari family in North Carolina.
Yes, the journey continues as I know. The hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory, and many are called, few are chosen, and I just seen it playing out before our eyes because these are word sounds that
Yeah.
have taken on different shape and form in this time, you know.
Yes.
And we see the realities of it. At
Yes.
one point, it almost seemed as though it was far fetched,
Yes.
but today it's amazing that I and I live through into this time and looking forward to the next 900 years and beyond.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And
so
we give thanks.
yeah, how is that?
Um,
Because I came into the Liberty as a teenager, you know, in university. But you grow, you're born in a this, and your elders were telling you about these times, and now you, as you say, you see literally. Because one time you talk about the fall of Babylon is a conspiracy, this, and you know what I mean. You're crazy, you know, and now it's like it's there. How does that feel to see it?
within my humble feeling and emotions, it feels joyful, even though sometimes it's very challenging, you know, and that I and I are able to live and see the redemption and also the downfall of a system that has really perpetuate some inhumane in humanity, in the lives of humanity. And so we see it falling. Recently I was looking at the news and seeing how things gone in the crown room and all
Yeah.
these discrepancies and so on. And we say the chances uh you could have run to the rocks for rescue
Yes.
that day.
Yes.
Our Mystery Babylon, where you're gonna run to
Yes.
on that day, and we see it revealing in front of I and I. But we also look at the word sound and the concept of word sound and power and how it is manifesting with I and I, you know. And for me personally, it feel joyful. It feel that I and I are standing on a global stage in
Yes.
addressing, even without words, global affairs. And still in preparation because a lot of I and I, even though we have spoken it, a lot of I and I still trying to get a greater sense of understanding. And sometimes it becomes frightening as well
Yes.
that the word have taken on to itself
Yes.
a structure that is visible and it's something that has been spoken from time immemorial, you know.
Yes.
So I'm very thankful for the platform of standing on the divine energy of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie the First, you know. We give thanks. We'll live it again and again and again because we know it is truth and it's a truth that have sustained I and I up to this day and give I and I another opportunity to get things better than I and I did yesterday. So the
Yes.
chance, the Nyabingi fire, regardless of how one may see it, it's a full circle that is coming into consolidation in recognizing the concept of unity in diversity, and the judgment fire is speaking accordingly. Here in North Carolina, and I are going through, slowly but surely. I will give thanks for that. And the work's continuing. It makes me personally feel pleased because, again, I speak of it, and we know that the ultimate is the returning to I and I self and I and I's ancient continent, you know. right
Yeah,
there,
man.
but also to recognize where we are in structuring ourselves and bringing greater semblance of order as I and I trod through into the promised space, which is I and I's divine rights. We're working on the land as I know and continue the work. Some of what we are doing in Soul City is a collaboration with the North Carolina Rastafari Union and the history of the Soul City. And so, as I mentioned earlier, that we have the greenhouse there that I and I have access to and utilizing as best as we are able, and putting in food because that is where it's at, the sacred task.
Yeah,
And
man.
we continue to build on that. So those are some of the things that are happening here. And just want to mention again, and it's a becoming, it has come a long way, and it's talking about the education. As the word said, education is essential. It is the marks and measures of civilized progress. And
Yes.
within that, Their Majesty say, discipline of the mind is a basic ingredient of genuine morality and therefore of heretical strength. So we give thanks for those words of strength and power. And I was just touching in on Rasila's been working on the mind race. It's
Okay.
as we have mentioned it, it's a dynamic game.
Yes.
It's a becoming, it takes a lot of resources in bringing it
Okay.
to where it's at now and for it to
Okay.
move to another stage. And
Yeah.
it's so full to me to see the manifestation of it as he has been working very assiduously in bringing it to where it's at with
Okay.
many languages, French and Spanish and English
Okay.
and Amharic and Portuguese. Those languages are incorporated in this board game, dealing with the planets and it approaching it from an Afrocentric perspective. I saw there show the wise mind. I know it have safeguard and I in simple way, but very important way. You know, you walk with it as a pocketbook, the wise mind of His Imperial Majesty. Exactly. Perfect. And so it's a consolidation of the works that I and I are doing. We reflect on the energy of the Abisha. We reflect on the energy of the blue fire.
Yes.
And we have to recognize these works that are happening within our nice community, regardless, because it's beyond personality, you know?
Yeah, man.
And I are growing to recognize it and, you know, really joyful and getting greater strength in opening our nice iris into the ever living space through the divine throne of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I and her Most Royal Highness Empress Menen. So we give thanks.
Right,
Yes, I.
right. Before I bring in Prince William, have there been any recent episodes that the I has full joined that you've seen on the platform? Or
Most of them, because it just bringing in aspects that I never know of, and it just becoming that wholesomeness that almost all of them. Some of them I've missed them, but I can always go forward, and so there's no comparison. All part of it is just as important. Some of them bring more highlights than others, but I really appreciate love them because at the platform that they have created to, that allow I and I to be able to expound on this level that, as I say, I and I are standing on a global stage at this time, and so it needs to be in a space where we feel more protected and safeguarded because, you know, a lot of exploiters are out there. So we give thanks for that. Yes, I.
if you can talk to Rasila, booking agent, and see if we can make an ancient appearance tonight for us. We would love to hear from Rasila. Long time with us, brethren, you know.
Yes.
See if him
Yeah,
willing.
yeah. Still, he continues to work, you know. And then I know Rasila how he works, and as I said, that is one of the project, and and other project that he's working on. But him treading up in him agency
Yes,
even more now.
I
And
need him on the platform. Tell him I needed to get him on this platform, you know,
yes,
in
yes.
April. Because we
All
need
right.
to get the journey of the Panama Rastafari community and the Spanish
Yes.
Rastafari. And he has
Yeah,
been chanting that.
it's a symbolic space.
Yes, because
Yes,
remember,
I.
I met Rasila when I was at Howard. So it's over 20 years we know these brethren. You know,
Yes, I.
so we want to hear from him, you know, on the platform. But give thanks.
Truly, truly.
Stick around if you can.
Yeah.
We're going to just hold a joy. Prince William, how is everything with the eye in Atlanta or Georgia? Unmute. Okay, let me unmute that. Yeah, I have to unmute yourself, King. Yes, I.
Everything's blessed and trying to make it prosperous. Me,
That's it.
brethren, priestly warrior and empress, royal greetings to you both. Well, just in challenging, I'm actually sitting here doing a little work now.
Okay.
I go to school for diesel equipment technology, so that got me
Give
tied
thanks.
up a little bit.
Yes.
But the brethren just had a at Vegan Dream Donut Shop here in Atlanta. He just had a celebration. It
Yes.
was 100 years of it was 100 years of Black history.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the 60th anniversary of Malcolm X's death.
Yes.
He's got some things going on. We're trying to get some some reparations going on. I don't know if you say it's just the pride, the lion pride on here, right?
Well, this open to the globe. We're on YouTube live, so you know everybody can see this. But you know, we're sharing the joy. If it's top secret, we can share that.
Okay.
In the Patreon, but you know, feel free to share anything that I want to share.
Give thanks. And Sunday they are having a Sister Janana.
Yes. Blessings.
Having a Battle of Adwa celebration.
Yes.
Sunday up here in Atlanta, up at the Vegan Donut Shop.
Beautiful.
So other than that, everything's blessed, you know. It's just, you know, the challenges of life that I'm having with the Rastafari and how people look at me and try to play me and this like this. So, you know, sometimes I have to defend myself.
Yes.
Verbally, I try to keep from doing it physically because, you know, I don't want to end up in places I don't want to be.
No, we need the eye free. We're gonna have to have you on the program to talk about your story because this brethren have a very serious story. As well, I met this brethren at Sankofa bookstore at the Idor study group. The brethren just walk in. You know, he had come to DC for the Million Rastafari March. Somebody advertised a million. You know, that time there was all these Million Man March, Million Woman March. Somebody and the brethren came up and there was no such thing as the march, you know what I mean? But he asked someone randomly and they said the Rastam are up at Sankofa books and him just come in. And from that time, you know, he connect with Ras Iris and and he keep the link, you know what I mean? So very, very mighty brethren. And he has a story of surviving incarceration and everything like that. He's one of our Lion twice, and he's one of our Lion Pride and Patreon faithful. You know what I mean, Russ? William nah leave we out for nothing, you know what I mean? So I really give thanks. I met your queen too. So that was so joyful. And we have a couple of truckers in our Patreon, and he's also part of that. We're trying to get a Rastafari Truckers Association going because, you know, logistics. As we come into this Armageddon, you know, we have to think strategic. You know what I mean? We need to know who are the people going up and down the highways, you know, because if we have to get food from North Carolina Union up to DC, or we have to get things from DC down to Florida, you know, for brethren and sisters, it's good to know that we have brethren like Prince William. Good to know that we have brethren like Freeway Dread, all of these other brethren who are doing the work, you know what I mean? So we definitely give thanks for that. All right, you know, your fullness. You know, tropical space. Can you put your phone like this? If you can. Yes, Bridget. But we give thanks. So, but what's happening? What's happening with the eye, Prince William?
What's happening with me? Or
Yes.
School. Let's see, trying to get that truck back together so I can put that lion on that door and get back to rolling.
Yes, yes.
Actually, Ross Iris came up on the memories today. I was looking at my memories on Facebook, and I saw him, and I just thought about it. I was like, this is the Rasta man that Jah guided I to.
Yes.
And you were sitting right there with him.
Yes.
And that was a very special event in my life, and I never forget it.
Yes.
And you know, one day I get to tell it. I get to tell it.
Anytime you're ready for lion voice, you know, the platform is there for the eyes. So anytime.
Yes, I.
And it's important because a lot of youths are going in and out the system, maybe don't have direction. So maybe the eye story is the only story that will help them to see themselves, to think positive, you know. So and that's the thing why I created this platform, because we can't underestimate, each person is a superhero in their own journey and their own story, you know what I mean? And we have to see ourselves like that, and that's why I ask people to step into the Lion Talk time machine and give us their origin story and these things, because I want us to think of our life like an epic journey, you know, because everybody have something that maybe some people don't like but they just resonate with Queen Ifea, or they resonate with Prince William, or even Asher Man, who look like he's in the tropics, or all the vibes, you know what I mean? But everybody have a journey. It look like your auto rotate, so just you can put it back like this because you're sideways. You're sideways. Yeah, you can put it back like that. But yeah, so everyone has a testimony, and we wanna do that. Asha man, where's the eye calling in from?
From Papakura, Auckland, New Zealand.
Okay, New Zealand. What time is it there?
She's about 2:38 p.m.
Wow. Yeah. So when the item here, I say this is a global platform, and you think the Ras just a running mouth, he talk nothing out. You ever see that liar Ras then just chat? This is evidence. I'm showing them evidence now. New Zealand. What is happening? What is the vibe in New Zealand with Rastafari in New Zealand?
At the moment, with the 12 tribes of Israel.
Okay.
At the moment, we don't have headquarters, but it's not a problem. We're still having our meeting.
Okay.
You know, thanks to Prophet Gate.
Okay. How big is the 12 tribe there? How big is the community, the 12 tribe of Israel in New Zealand?
Well, participating in our church, if you would say, there's only a couple, but there's a great many. There's probably about 200 to 500 of us scattered throughout the motu, or throughout the land.
Okay.
We have some brethren and sisters that are looking to repatriate to the land at the end of this year.
Okay.
I'm wanting to go too, but it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. Haven't got a passport yet, but you know.
Okay.
Jump.
And you're born and raised in New Zealand?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. This is exciting. What is New Zealand like in terms of the culture there? Is it easy living? Is it hard? What is the vibration for the people in New Zealand?
I'd say it's like everything. It's what you make of it.
Yes.
You know, as far as Rastafari go, there are a lot of people that are just into the One Love reggae music, but they're not so much into reading a chapter a day.
Okay.
or serious about the works.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but we're the last house founded by Proper Ged, so that's making 12 Tribes International, and give thanks for that chapter a day. So we're still pushing through. We have a meeting, Benjamin meeting this month, because it's now Benjamin month. The means changed, and so looking forward to that. But we just take it day by day, patiently, and trying to do our best to move forward. Because it is a struggle. It is a struggle.
How did you find out about the Lion Voice Network?
It just popped up on my screen. So, being curious, Rastaman, so I have to have a look, and so here I am representing.
How long have you been watching?
I've only just started now, today, tuned in today. So yeah, grateful.
Your first time seeing the platform.
Yes, I.
Wow! That is a mistake. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network. We do have someone in the Patreon, and next brethren, Selassie from Australia. So
yes.
Now we have New Zealand, and we welcome the. We do have a monthly subscriber community, so we welcome everyone to join us in that community. We reason about different topics. We can go more in depth because YouTube is censorship and certain vibes, so we can touch certain things or we lose the channel. But we have our own space, so we definitely would welcome the and help us to spread the word in New Zealand. And it really is amazing what these elders from Jamaica did. When we think about the Prophet God. This region is literally on the other side of the planet Earth. I think it's like 24 hours to get to New Zealand, literally. And this brethren here is talking about the Prophet God. I know a lot of my 12 tribe family glad to hear that and see that. Did you see, we did an episode about the JRDC school in Shashamane with Brother Carl Philippotts, one of our 12 tribe of Israel elder, one of our great elders. Are you familiar with Brother Carl Philippotts?
Yes, I've heard of him. I don't really know him personally, but still skeptic, on who I like.
Yes. Well, now that you have the channel, you can go back into the old episodes. You will see so much. It's an archive. It literally is an archive of Rastafari workers, and we did it like that intentionally. So you have all over the world. We interview and reason with people who are doing positive. There's only positive content on my platform. I'm very militant about that. I don't want no mix up. I don't want he said, she said. I don't care what that person, we just want to know the positive things this person did so we can put that out to the world. Our dirty laundry, we can talk about that in our other spaces, but Lion Voice Network is is an inspirational platform because we need that. And I realize as a RAS, we need to remind ourselves who we are so that we can live up to the greatness that we are destined for. Because if we're just knocking each other down, we're just talking about the negative, then that's what's going to amplify. If we amplify the positive, then the positive is going to be amplified and people are going to be inspired to get active. And I hear you say there's only a few brethren doing the work in New Zealand, So this is part of the problem I think we're having all over the earth. You know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah, we're having that problem. But here's another worker, Ras Jabali, Osa Siba, a tune in from outer Trelawney, Jamaica. I'm a Trelawney descendant. So we love my brother. Ras Jabali, unmute yourself there. We're having this is like a party, this is like an online party tonight, Yes, Ras Jabali.
Hailey King, Empress Ifia, how things?
I was
What
just
a
going
go
to ask
on?
if you know my
Yeah, you
big
right?
sister. I was just going to ask if you know my big sister, Queen I Fear, because I know he's a man where at the support the night
No,
big.
if you don't know Queen Ifia, if you don't know Queen Ifia, I don't know if he's a Rasta man, you know. Queen Ifia is an ambassador for the community, you know.
Yeah, man, straight like that, straight
Yes,
like
I
that.
congratulations, Rasquasi.
Give thanks, Rastabali.
Congratulations on the works, you know.
Yes, I. Congratulations on
Yes,
the
I
eye.
give thanks.
This is one of the brethren who inspire I too. I want the I them know Rastabali is one of the brethren who inspire I too. Rastabali, please show them your latest business. Do you have any of your latest business product there? Close by, you can show the people. We're gonna bring House of Seba forward to just do a whole episode. One of the things we talk about is sovereignty, and we use a lot of things, but we don't own the things that we use. We're buying from outside of the community. The brethren is an action brethren. So in brethren said, no, we use these things every day. We are going to have our own you know, you have it there, Rastabali?
Yes. So it is Rasquasi in Jamaica. Yeah, the rolling paper.
Yes. Hold on.
Now
Let me get
about the rolling paper.
Let me get a close up. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, it is one of them. We have it in different types. Yeah. Yeah, so what it is, Rasquasi, is the community needs money.
Yes.
And then the Chinaman is making so much money out of our community. So I have decided to start a distribution company to distribute the products that the community use mostly. So we use the money that the Chinaman is sending to China to use to develop the community, you know. So the people don't have to buy something that they don't need. Buy something that they use on a day-to-day basis. So we're starting with rolling paper. Then we're going to do coconut oil. And then we use, you know, we're going to add other things to the distribution line as time go along, you know.
Definitely.
So we not take no money out of the poor pocket, take it out of the Chinaman pocket, you know.
Yes, we need to a people that cannot sustain themselves, you know, cannot call themselves sovereign, you know. So we use that word there, and I love that the AI is doing that. Welcome Barrington Levy. You have to put on your camera. We want everyone on camera. This is a celebration. 60,000 subscribers, global platform now. And this year we're hoping to hit 100,000 subscribers. We're still trying to hit 50 in the Patreon, our monthly subscriber group. So we're not doing so well on the paid subscribers. When we hit 50, we're going to be starting a grant program. We're going to be giving $100 US every month to a different worker in the community, along with the interviews. So my vision is always, I don't just want to interview people doing work. We want to be able to give them their flowers. And as the platform grow, that grant will grow as well. So my vision is that when we reach a million, that we could even have 50,000 people give $10 each guest. That guest would then wake up with a $500,000 in their account. Can you imagine? Every guest come on here on a Wednesday night, the next morning they wake up with $500,000 US in their account. What these workers would be doing in our community. This is the Armageddon mindset that we have to have. Revolutionary. You know, we have to put the capital. It's not just to say we have 60,000 subscribers as a vanity, and no, we want that 60,000. Even if you don't like I become a chat too much and long-winded and you don't get to the person, I'm fine with that too. But the guests, then you don't have to support the platform. Support the guests. When the guests come on, they're talking about their work, and then we'd ask those guests hire some Rastafari people. So if you wake up with that 500,000 in your account, the first thing you're supposed to do, budget and staff. Create a budget and then start hire staff. This is how we're going to free ourselves. in the Armageddon. There's no sky god coming down to save us and emancipate us. You know what I mean? We should know that better than anyone. There's no sky god coming. So if we don't put this capital, not the wagga wagga money, go and do it.
I've got 10 on you.
Yeah.
Good night, bro.
The jazz not quasi.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
on.
gonna
let me
put my screen and my mic on mute, and I'm gonna try and see if I can influence Rasila to come on. But I also wanted to. I beg your pardon?
That would be historic if you do that tonight. The boss.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and see if I can influence him. But I just wanted to share with Dai is not aware yet that I have the best hot sauce in the whole wide world. Here. Yeah, and these are homegrown ingredients.
Yes.
I've started in the front of my yard, transformed the front of my yard into a garden, and it just flourished so very well. Amazing. And I saw what Their Majesty was saying, that agriculture is a sacred task.
Yes.
I told the children, and I might have said it before, that you can find the concept of God in the garden because it does everything for you. Everything. So I have the best hot sauce. Idesta's hot sauce. So we can talk about it some more as we continue to grow. We are on a very small scale.
Yes.
But it's very impactful. And as I say, I have the best hot sauce in the whole wide world.
I'm looking forward to advertise on this platform. You know,
yes.
I want all these businesses to come here and make we talk. We'll work with your budget. I mean, make we grow together. You know what I mean? We have so much that we can do as a family if we just bring everything under one umbrella. You know what I mean? So
truly,
I look forward to hear from the Sister Ifia in terms of how we can work to push your product.
Yes, all right then. So I'm here, but I'm gonna go on mute for a moment.
All right. Thanks. No problem. Palm J, every day I'm just gonna take Sister Ivy off the stage.
All right. Yeah, man.
Big up yourself, introduce yourself to the global family. Palm J every day, and let them know about their YouTube channels as well.
Yes, can you hear them here?
Yes, Yes,
Yes, greetings to all the them.
Go through.
Yes, greetings to all of I. This is Palm J every day. Yes, I just wanted to come forward and just say big up, blessed, mad respect to the Lion Voice Network, to all the Lion Voice Patreon members and all of us that support the channel. This is worldwide, massive movement. All of Rastafari children near and far. This is a platform for I. No matter where we are, this is the platform for I. So, Palm J every day is here to basically say that. And also to let the IDM know, I officially just hit my 4,000 watch hours on one of my channel, and that's a big deal for the IDM.
Explain why that's important. The 4,000 watch hours. Explain.
Yes, Yes, so it's important because number one is part of the way ones can get paid or monetized. So it's part of the requirement for monetization, right? So in order for one to actually get paid on the platform of YouTube, you have to reach that 1,000 watch hours. It's not easy. It's very, very tough, but it's about strategy, right? But I got that. Now, the most important thing, the second most important thing is to get subscribership, right?
Yeah.
To get most of I, because right now, Rasquasi and the Lion Voice Network has gotten what, 60 plus, 62, 63. We rising, right? What's Crossy? We rising.
Yes, sir. We're riding 62. We're at 62,000 now.
Woo. Yes, so yeah, we give thanks for that. Everyone need to big up Rasquasi and the Lion Voice Network. And all I ask from the Lion Voice Network is to get 1,000 of that number. Just
Yes.
1,000.
Chanted. Hold on. Let me help the eye. Go to Super Citizen, subscribe to the Brethren platform. The Brethren is doing some great work. The Brethren has a story that is like a blockbuster film, you know, escaping from war in Liberia, refugee camp, you know, to America, family man, international bodybuilder. You know what I mean? The Brethren is a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? The whole thing is like a epic movie. So please go to Super Citizen and subscribe to the platform. Let us get the Brethren to 1,000 subscribers. So I know a lot of people will watch this on the replay. Most of our audience will watch this on the replay. So if you're watching on the replay, pause, go to what is the channel? Tell us the channel.
Yes, the channel is Super Citizen 25, and it's spelled with SUPAH. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the SUPER. I'm a super SUPAH. Super Citizen.
Give thanks.
All right. Yeah, man. And I also have the website. So if you, as you can see, the website is Palm J Every Day. Everything I need to know about Iman is on there. From the YouTube to the Facebook to the Instagram to the Substack to the everything to the Patreon. Everything can be found on palmjeveryday.com. And I got everything, the blueprint from Ross Classy and the Lion Network. Yeah, so you need to get your website. You need to get your website.
You have to have a website.
Once you have your website, everything else can go on there. And that's what I've done, Classy. I've finally finished it and it's here. It's ready,
And again, we're doing all Rastafari and Pan-African Women all March for Women's History Month, culminating in our annual Empress Men in panel. So look out for that. But after March, we need to get the eye on the platform, Palm J. We need to get the eye full story. We need to launch the website official. We need to get the eye up to 1,000 subscribers. So in April, let's reason and see how we can schedule the eye to come on the platform. We've got to get the Brethren over 1,000. And once you get 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours on YouTube, then your channel can start making money. So those commercials that they run, that's how YouTube pays you, Google AdSense. So big up the people who tolerate the commercials. You don't have to, but it helps the content creators to monetize. And even more than the subscribers, the watch time is how you get paid. So when you get a channel, you realize most people click off within the first 5 seconds, 10 seconds. People will click on, click off. You know what I mean? So the longer people watch is the more your channel is monetized. So we want to get the Brethren monetized so we can make money. This is a new era. So, if you have a product or a service, it behooves you to have a digital presence because it transforms your business from a local business to a global business. You know what I mean? Yes, we don't own YouTube, yes, but we have multiple platforms, and we have the Lion Voice has a TikTok page now. Lion Voice Network is on WhatsApp. Lion Voice Network is on Facebook. Lion Voice Network is on IG. So we move across multiple platforms so that if we lose one, we still keep the movement going. This is just the reality of the modern era and commerce. So in addition to what you're doing physically, make sure you also have that digital presence. What type of work does the eye do, Ashaman? I forgot to ask the eye. What kind of work does the eye do in New Zealand? We're not hearing the eye. Say that again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear the eye.
Oh, I was driving truck, but I caught cancer, so now I'm not doing much at the moment.
Okay, okay. Trucker, you see that, Prince William? We have another trucker. Big up yourself. Truckers are very important to us over here. Logistics, you know what I mean? So we definitely give thanks for the eye. Tonight, family, if you're watching live, we are celebrating hitting 60,000 subscribers. We have put the StreamYard link in the comment section. We're inviting the family. Just come and join us. Whole of joy. You know, we're reasoning about different things. It looks like we're on the brink of a global catastrophe. However, Rastafari, we've been chanting about this Armageddon war for decades now. You know what I mean? And as it intensifies and as it heats up, now is not the time for us to slouch. Now is not the time for us to go hide. Now is the time for us to stand up. Because remember, people said we were crazy. We were extreme. We were all of these names that they used to call the Rastafari. But now look at the world. Everything that the elders chanted has come to pass.
So true.
You know, they said ganja was the healing of the nation. They didn't know about the endocannabinoid system in every human structure. This was intuitive, you know what I mean? They didn't know about the cannabis research and all of this. They just said ganja was the healing of the nation. And we live to see sick people lobby their governments to get the herb free. We lived. It wasn't Rastafari people who did that. It was literally the sick people who said we want the healing of the nation. We saw the elders say ITAL is vital. And now we see a global vegan movement, plant-based foods movement, multi-billion dollar. You know, we know vegan is not ITAL, but the fact is that, you know, when we were not eating animals, some of us, because we know some of still eat animals, we're not judging them. But I mean, we see that now become a global trend. Repatriation, you know, we see the diaspora flooding into Africa now, you know what I mean? To West Africa, and the elders were chanting repatriation. So all of the major pillars, you know, Black man redemption, all of these things that we grew up hearing about now have become, you know, mainstream vibration. Is that Rasila, the great Rasila? We can't see the eye so well because of the light behind the eye.
Hold on.
Yeah. We're in for a treat. I bust, you know. I made it, you know. I want the eye them know now. When I get elder like Rasila representing Panama, you know.
Oh wow. That's big respect there, man.
Rasila, this is just a preview, Rasila. I need the eye by yourself on the platform.
Can you see eye?
Yes, I see the eye. How is everything with the eye, King?
Everything I read will give thanks for life and strength, you know?
Yes.
Everything.
So what has the eye been up to? Give us a little update on the energy. How is Rastafari in Panama?
Well, Rastafari in Panama, like anywhere else, we're fighting, navigating the system, you know?
Yes.
It's not an easy task. Everyone knows that. We are engulfed in a monumental task to liberate our people at home and abroad. So, like the school system in Panama started this week, and directors and principals of some of the high school is denying entries of our youth to the school because they have background locks. So that is still happening in Panama while we I'm going to say we, I'm not going to say I and I. We African people are experiencing a revisit to Jim Crow and all our oppressive system that suppress us from growing to what we want to be as a people.
Yes.
So it's a serious time. So even I, at my age right now, living through Jim Crow and the civil rights movement and being a member of the Black Panthers.
Okay.
It's kind of like a deja vu, you know, that at my age, I have to say this coming back while we struggle and fought. A lot of our people die. Even the experience of the greatest battle in African history that halted the total colonization of Africa through the great and determination of our warriors in Ethiopia, that we are living this situation right now.
Wow.
We guarding ourselves with our youth. Our youth today is experiencing a worse scenario than one I experienced in the Jim Crow era. At least we know that was there, but bringing it back, and could you imagine our youth, them how they feel with what they see? The profiling, the killing amongst our youth, that didn't exist in our community like it exists today. The Black Panthers, we had security. They're trying to, we are people trying to reinstitute security. The African Union have 6 peacekeeping brigade, 5 for the different region, and we can't keep peace on the continent of Africa. These are serious time, brother.
Yes, I.
One's have to wake up. Yes, let's give joy for life. But if we don't come together, like the Battle of Adowa, come together in unity and understand the concept of unity and what we have to do as a people, regardless of who you don't like.
Yes, exactly.
There's a group of people that don't like us worse.
Exactly.
And we have to come together and say, if I don't like that brother there, I have to love him now, because the whole of us are in danger.
Yes.
So, you know, this weekend is a very memorial weekend for I.
Yes, I.
The Battle of Adowa is coming up, and my mother passed, transition on that day, 37 years ago.
Okay.
So I have to say, I am not about to playing around and too much conference. We have to act. The time to act is now.
Now.
And if those that don't want to act, I don't want to be around them, because they're not true warriors, male or female.
Yes, yes.
If we're not ready to act, come together and cut out the foolishness, then let me do what I have to do where I live with my family.
Serious.
I looking forward to seeing ones-on-one say, you know what? It's time for us to take this thing serious and come together with all the resources that we have.
Yeah, man.
All the logistics, all that have to come together. Not a group of one dealing with search agriculture. And the whole agriculture, Pan-African community have to come together and sit down and talk. The whole Pan-African community that deal with law and politics, they have to come together and have a think tank. What is our next step? That is the big question we need to be asking ourselves. What is our next step?
See you,
And
man.
I end with that. Yeah, man, give thanks.
Give thanks for that. Give thanks for that. I feel so irie to know that the eye has blessed our platform. We need to reason because I know that day I was dealing with the shipping project, trying to rise up the Black Star Liner concept, and we see how important that is now. Because with this war, in the Caribbean, we know that shipping is going to be greatly impacted, and most of the Caribbean islands depend on shipping. They import most of the goods. Most of us don't realize 80 to 90% of all the agricultural goods are shipped into the Caribbean right now. You know what I mean? So having our own shipping is very important. Also, having our own people at the ports is very important. Having our own people, with trucks, the trucking, the logistics, all of these things, we have to start thinking on a bigger level. This is not about friend and company. You don't like this person, that person don't like that. We're gone with that. This is mark of the beast. Those who don't have the mark shall neither buy nor sell. That's where we are. I was just watching something about this digital tattoo they have that they can put on your hand, and it has your your vaccine status encoded. It has your your accounts and all of those things you can access through there as well. The digital currencies that they're putting on the cashless society. We talked about this decades ago. You know what I mean? And we see how they use the cashless society. If you follow Canada, in Canada, they had a strike with the truckers, and what they did is they lock off all of the truckers' bank accounts. They couldn't access their money, so the protest had to go away. You know what I mean? So if everything is digital and a man can just press a button, you know what I mean? We're not thinking. So this kind of petty difference level, where we don't like a brethren because he eat fish, or we don't like a brethren because sometimes he hide and eat a pork chop. That don't matter right now. You know what I mean? That is the least. You know what I mean? We have to come together to make this thing make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Let me just
go ahead.
What you just said about shipping.
Yes.
We have a document that even Prince Ermias was in Panama for the resurgency of the Black Star Line.
Yes, I remember.
We have document. We have a booklet how we move forward with ones that came from Africa and elsewhere. And matter of fact, your colleague, Christian, Gabriel. Gabriel Christian was part of that whole process.
Yes, I.
That's what I said. We need to sit down and say, what is our next step? We have all these expertise, maritime on the continent of Africa, all over the world. The vast majority of the maritime or the logistic people on the wharf are people of color, all on the continent of Africa. The transportation hub. A lot of the truck drivers, the trailer drivers are African, even here in the United States.
Yes.
We are brothers and sisters that have rig. All that have to be integrated. How we integrate it is our biggest challenge today. But it could be done. It could be done if we're serious. And I'm going to use the example of the UNI. And I always make the statement. You think we smart? This generation and the generation, do you think we are smart? We are not. Compare to our ancestors that was members of the UNI. They were smarter than us. And they was living in a more oppressive system than we live today. That's why I said today we gotta watch it. Because they are revisiting those tragedy and those tactics to keep our people there. They were so intelligent that they knew that they had to come together in unison and put whatever they had to put in the coffer of the Back to Africa movement. They had people that used to donate, our people, thousands of dollars to a penny. To a penny. Those that couldn't afford a dollar, at least they put a penny into the coffer. You know what that demonstrates and shows? Commitment. Commitment. If we're not committed to do what we have to do economically, and I don't love money, but everyone knows that you cannot move in this system, in this society, navigate if you don't have currency. Them call it currency. It's the same thing, cryptocurrency or not. And we as a people spend a lot of money on a lot of luxury items. And we claim we don't have no money to build ourselves up.
Everybody have a flat screen right now.
Yeah, I look in one right now. That don't the signal went off because it's intelligent.
Yes,
if the TV is on for a while and you don't answer, it turn off itself. Right now we are in that mode. We are in the turn off mode as a people.
Yes.
We are not functioning intelligently.
Lock it down, Rasta.
Yes, I say it.
We are not. We can talk and talk and talk intellectually. Them call it intellectual and academic masturbation.
We're hearing him, Nick.
Okay.
It might be your connection. But
if we don't do, we need to stop the economic, not the economic, the academic and intellectual masturbation, because we are claimed to be educated.
Yes.
We're educated and we can't build a nation. To me, that is the worst shortcoming. That's the worst hiccup of us as a people. I don't care if you're Rasta, Pan-Africanist, I don't care what you are, Black, Afrocentric, African nationalist. If we're not doing development on our own, with our own mind and our might, then they really have done a serious damage to us.
Serious.
And reparation, we have to repair ourselves first, brother and sister.
Yes. I think we're lacking confidence. You know, right now, the Lion Voice Network is one of the #1 Rastafari platforms on the planet. And we can't even get to 50 paid subscribers. You know what I mean? So and we have nothing but love. You know what I mean? I get messages all day, every day from people who love the platform, but to convert people to invest in the platform so that we can scale, we can hire people, we can, build a studio, all of those things, because we know the power of media. It's been very difficult for I've sacrificed a lot of time and effort to stay consistent. And everyone who has done content creation, I'm about to introduce our Patreon, Lion Pride on Patreon, person of the month. This is our highlight member, the next newsletter. We're gonna highlight his works, and he's a director, film director, so he knows what I'm talking about when you talk about content creation and the investment of time, editing videos, putting up clips, doing this and that. It's a lot of time, and I made the sacrifice because I saw the void in the media space for Rastafari. I'm not hearing the reasonings that I grew up listening to. I'm not experiencing what I know Rastafari to be. I'm just seeing artists. I mean, right now we have one of the hottest dancehall rhythms out there, and all of the rastas on the rhythm are talking about casual sex and loose argument. You know what I mean? Loosey goosey lifestyle. You know what I mean? So I wasn't seeing the Rastafari that I know, the people that I know, and I know maybe thousands of people, and they're all doing great work, but I'm not seeing that represented in the media. So I built the platform so that we could show the world Rastafari is not just artists. Rastafari are engineers, scientists, doctors, lawyers. We sell at the market. We are sanitation officers. You know, you name the profession, there's a Ras who is in that profession operating at a high level. We're truck drivers, we're diesel mechanics, we're, you know what I mean, bodybuilders, we're everything, you know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to show with the platform. So with that said, this brethren, Nicholas John Nakos, has been one of our great supporters from the beginning of the platform. You know, one of our Lion Pride on Patreon. He's also a Ubuntu Lion Pride. He's also, you know, done consultations with I. And this is the brethren who connected I with the Kenya Rastafari Society. I know a lot of the item loved that episode with our brethren and sister in Kenya. And that's why he got the Patreon person of the month, because quietly this brethren will send me information, you will send me links, you will send, you know what I mean, just quietly working behind the scenes to you know, send. And this is one thing I want to make clear, and then I'll let the eye block Nick, is that, you know, we've been very intentional to highlight black voices and Pan-African voices, because I feel that Rastafari has been watered down, but that doesn't mean that we don't link with our global family. You know what I mean? You see, we have white brethren, Asian, all kind of thing that support the platform, and that's very intentional, because what we are, and myself and Nick have talked about, you know, him maybe doing a channel or doing a film, a documentary about white brethren in Rastafari, and you know, that whole journey. But I want people to know, because we've had people ask the question, can I support, I'm a white person, can I support the channel? You know, we don't, you know what I mean? And I just want the people to know that we don't discriminate against every, you know, Rastafari is a universal trad. In doing content creation, you have to select a niche. You know, I've selected my niche. My thing is for the black peoples of the world, to make sure that they can see themselves represented. But we may do other channels that are more, you know what I mean, universal. I'm not, you know what I mean, I grew up in Toronto, Canada. I have Italian brethren, Russian brethren. I have all kind of brethren that I grew up with from, you know, youth stage. So that's nothing for I. But I wanted to say that because you see, Nick, you probably don't have locks. You might say, this white brethren look like, you know, he you know, who is this white brethren? But this is brethren, his article. You know what I mean? Introduce yourself, Nick, and just bless
Yes,
up.
I. Yeah, man. Blessed love, Rastafari. Greetings to the whole family. Yeah, I'm Nicholas John Nakis. I'm a Hasalasi. I'm a filmmaker. I produce and direct, but I'm also a fitness coach. Actually, these days, that's mostly what I do. But right now, today, I spent the whole day working on a book, testimonies of Mama Askale Selassie in Shashamani. And that's going to be a book released by Wise Mind Publications by Ross Flacco. They're the Nyabingi House in Montego Bay in Jamaica. And it's a big project. It's a big project. No financial element to it. Any money that he makes from those books, it goes straight to elder support. You know, so it's all volunteer. And this, just to give you a sense of it, after I did the interviews with Mama Askale, it's probably 32 hours or longer of
Wow.
transcribing the interviews then. And then they need to be laid out into a book and graphic design. And, there's a lot that goes into this, right?
Serious.
But, she has a very powerful message for Rasta people coming from, all mansions and many countries. And, it's a joy to do the work and learn and soak up the wisdom from the elders, and I got to go run to the airport to pick up my queen who just survived a little war down in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, wow. She was in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, man. And sending me pictures of blown up cars and everything. But I got to go get her from the airport. I saw your email and I said, I'm going to poke my head in there and just say, it's a joy to be a Komsum European Rasta man, but with no shame and no apology. I'm not a culture vulture. I'm not a faking Jamaican. I'm a Selassie-ite. I'm here to do the work of His Majesty and give this, this intelligence, this wise mind to all the people of the world and in all walks of life and different kinds of, uniform or flesh they come in, right? And we've been doing this Pan-African, just because I'm not an African doesn't mean I can't be a Pan-African. I married a Pan-African. I'm raising 2 Pan-African sons, and I've done works all over Africa, and we're growing into pan-humans. That's the vision of His Majesty. Just 2 nights ago, I read His Majesty's reception for Radhakrishnan, the President of India, and his degree he granted on him, and His Majesty's, vision for humanity is a big, big vision that is not limited only to the African continent. And I think this is what people need to hear in this time, because they're caught up in every kind of ism, schism, and an ism is just like a shattering of the mirror of reality. It's an idolatry where people take their philosophy, their politically label, and they worship that instead of worshiping the reality of the true God that's in front of them and the life they have to lead. So that's what I get from Rastafari. I'm happy to pay it forward and bless you, Kwasi, and all the work you're doing, Rastafari.
Give thanks for the support, Nick. I really appreciate love the I and the I family contributions. One of the greatest gifts that Nick has given to I was a zip drive with maybe over 100 books. I don't even know how many books are on there, but
I got more. I didn't even send you all of them.
Okay.
I gave it to the brethren in Kenya too.
Okay.
It's like 13 gigs.
Send it on. So this is, as I say, we're a community, and the I hasn't been able to make it to the town halls. We're gonna probably try play with the dates. It's just my schedule. Sundays is the only day, but definitely we're gonna have some more gatherings. I'm really trying to pour into the Patreon community more, because as I say, it's serious times and we need to have our own plans and strategies how we navigate these times, because it's if we think it's real now, it's only going to get realer. You know what I mean? It's not, I think a lot of people are waiting for pre-COVID to come back, and you got to adjust your mind that we're never going back to what was. Everything now is just, you know what I mean? It's either you're going to be part of the new reality or you're going to be pulled into the falling, and the falling reality is trying to pull as many people down with it as possible. And we just pray for the innocent, because many innocent people will go down, and a lot of them go down because of lack of knowledge, not being in the right place at the right time. Give thanks for your queen. And this is the danger, because even now when you travel, you got to really be traveling in an iritical framework, because things can pop off anywhere. That's why we say it's a world war, because this is all tied to the global chessboard as well. What's happening in Mexico is not, these are not isolated things.
It was DEA.
Yes.
put the army, the Mexican army onto him, and yeah, the whole
Yeah.
thing. But
No,
never backward, ever forward. And I got to move forward now.
yes,
Bless
sir.
up. Peace and love.
Safe journey. Safe journey. No, it's serious right now, family. So I'm glad the brethren said that. Big, if you're not familiar with the brethren was talking about, there is a war in Mexico. The U.S. government shared information with the Mexican government. They killed one of the big cartel bosses, and the cartel rose up in many Mexican cities. And when you hear cartel, don't think about um, a gang with some knives and switchblades. These are military operations, full military. These people have missile launcher. They have, full military vehicles. They have submarines. These people, I mean, the cartels in Mexico are, you can basically call them a nation within a nation. So it's basically a civil war happening, and the Brethren's Queen was in one of the cities. I have a brethren I grew up with that's in one of the cities who lives in that same city, and he's basically under house arrest. So this is what I'm saying, family, that where you are during this world war is very crucial, and this is why Psalm 91, under the wings of the Most High, you have to really abide under the wings, because 1,000 shall fall by my side, 10,000 by my right side, but it shall not come nigh unto I. You know what I mean? That's the era. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for the eye is with I and I. You know what I mean? So now we used to chant these things, but now you really have to chant them. You know what I mean? Because you step out your house, anything can kick off right now if you're in certain region. And certain regions are more dangerous than others. I'm in one of those regions. I'm in Washington, D.C. So, I and I prayers are very serious right now, because we overstand where we are. But we're making preparation, to make moves. A lot of us have children. So we can't afford to make any wrong move either. We got to make very calculated, very decisive moves, because you make the wrong decision, you could find yourself in a serious dilemma. Look at what's happening in Cuba, where the island is being starved right now. No food. So if you read Matthew 24. It says, flee the cities, you know what I mean? Stand in the holy place, you know what I mean? When you see all these signs, wars, rumors of war, all of these signs, when you see them, you say, flee the cities and stand in the holy place, meaning you need to be around farmers. You need to be in a place where if everything shut down, everything lock off, you can still get food. You can still provide for your family with food, nourishment. Give thanks through Habesha works and other works. I have a network of farmers that if things get bad where I am, I can drive to the south and be surrounded by farmers. You know what I mean? Within 8 hours, I would be going straight to Georgia with Prince William. You know what I mean? We have Habesha infrastructure down there. Or I'd have to go to the North Carolina Union. But these are the things that you have to be thinking about, family, is in these times, this is not the dress rehearsal. Sometimes you have a dress rehearsal and you're just doing it because it's good. This is the real deal right now. Because at the end of an age, and the beginning of something new, there's always that conflict, that turmoil. You know what I mean? One civilization rising, one falling, and they're not going down peacefully. So this is an age where the small people, if we don't come together, you get crushed. And this is why you hear I always speak against the lone lion and lioness type of mentality. You cannot stand this by yourself. You can't go one away to yourself and think you're going to come out of this. You got to build community right now and surround yourself with good people, like-minded people. You know what I mean? it's serious. One of our elders, Ras McCarpy, joined the stream now. Oh yeah, deal with this, so Ras McCarpy. I'm putting the StreamYard link in the comments. Ras McCarpy said, everywhere I and I are on the front line. Don't get it twisted. This war has always been global. Ras McCarpy, we need the eye to come on. I'm posting the link again. We're celebrating or celebrating. I'm gonna come to the eye, Ashaman. We're celebrating 60,000 subscribers here on the Lion Voice Network. We're just having a reasoning. We're holding a joy. We're opening the line so that people can join us from all over the world. We have here for the first time Ashaman, who was linking in from New Zealand. You're holding up a book, Ashaman. Hold on. I'm gonna unmute the eye. What is that book?
So, Brethren, Colonel Judah over in the land with this book, everybody should have known.
Okay.
The sister, when she visited with her family on tour going through Lalibela and various areas in Africa, she picked up a couple of these books and brought them back here. And so I got my hands on one of them. And it's a good read. It's about the Brethren's experiences as a Rastaman and saying what his views on Rasta is.
Okay. New Zealand is one of the places that people say if there's a world war, New Zealand is one of the places you want to be, because even if it's a nuclear war, it's so far out there. How do you feel about that, Ashaman? Do you think that New Zealand is a safe space, or what's the vibe like?
Well, knowing these fellas with their technology, nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. It's just they want everything. They want everything. So nothing is safe. Nowhere is safe.
Nowhere is safe.
The only place that is safe is Africa. So repatriation is a must. Because there we're going to meet our Father. And things will get sorted out.
So Africa is like Noah's Ark right now.
Oh, he called us, he stretched out his hand. Ethiopia stretched forth their hand saying, bring my sons and daughters. Yeah. And it's come to pass like the house in New Zealand is the last house to be founded by Prophet Gad. Yes. So that's once again, that's coming together of because Rastafari talk about the house, he doesn't talk about necessarily his people. Yes. He say, bring my children. That's where he's talking about us, but it's also talking about the house in the north, the house in the south, house in the east, the house in the west.
Every nation, every kindred, every tongue.
Right. So everybody should have known, which is like what this book says, title. Because everybody knows, but a lot of them don't want to know. They're used to the dream, which is not real. So nowhere is safe, Rasta.
I love that. That tells me a lot about the I character, because the I is not living in a fantasy or a comfort zone, because it's as Ras McCarpy said, everywhere. It's always been a global vibration, I've been looking for this brethren here. This is one of our Lion Pride on Patreon. In Belgium, you're in Belgium. Where's the eye, Bideli? Isis, where's the eye, King? Where's the eye? Yes, where's
in Belgium, yeah. Right now, I'm in Belgium, yeah.
Okay. So we're flexing our global muscles right now, family. New Zealand to Belgium. You know what I mean? We're flexing on them right now. 60,000 strong. They thought that Rastafari was gonna lie down in the Gideon with Delhi. They thought we was going to just sing some reggae songs in the Gideon and go to some concert hall. They don't know. Talk to us, King. what's happening in Belgium?
Rasta, Babylon is falling. That's all I can say. Babylon falling, Rasta. Everybody just trying to keep up with everything, you know.
Yes.
It's just that, you know, for example, you know, the government in the capital, you know, have been trying to figure out how to organize themselves. It took them almost 2 years to make a government, you know,
Wow.
after election.
Wow. We're watching the European Union. What's happening with the European Union? They're sinking all of their money into Ukraine right now to try to topple Russia.
So really and truly, it's just that for me, it's more and more dread for everyone,
Yes.
except for the filthy rich.
Yes.
You know.
And the rich have been exposed. You know, the billionaire class with the Epstein files and these things. You know, and remember that we used to say filthy Babylon. You know, people might think that we were harsh when we were burning filthy Babylon. You know what I mean? And we find out how filthy Babylon is. You know what I mean? In this time, everything become revealed. So I really give thanks. Ras McCarthy, you have on your camera? Put on your camera, Ras McCarthy. We have to add the UK to this. We're a global family. We the thing different. The thing is different. Put on your camera, Ras McCarthy. Yes, Ras Bideli. Ras Bideli is also one of our Lion Pride on Patreon as well. I want to give thanks for the eye support, King. You know, it means a lot to I to get the eye support every month. And we just want to share that gratitude for those who see the vision of where we want to go, because we want to get into filmmaking, blockbuster films, animated films from a Rastafari worldview. Content, you know, who tells the story is very important for any people. You know what I mean? So if we don't have that representation within the culture, then our children are consuming a vision of the world that somebody else has created. You know, I have a book, Haile Selassie's Ethiopia, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, that I wrote about the birth of His Majesty. I want to turn this into an animated film, you know, an animated blockbuster film. You see how thick the book is. It's not no joke book.
No, it's fine. Healthy choice.
So I want to turn this into an animated film, but I would have to. Which Hollywood studio is going to finance that? None. And I would have to fund it. So when you support this channel as a monthly subscriber, you're helping us to realize these visions. You know what I mean? Because if I have 10,000 monthly subscribers, now nobody can really chat to it. You know what I mean? And that's $5 a month, $10 a month. That's not thing. So this is what I'm saying with the revolution is how we put our capital together and how we build together. So if we have 50,000 people giving $10, again, we can move $500,000 every Wednesday, every Saturday, anytime we come together and just drop that five. So instead of buying a coffee, you put that money into the ecosystem. Now we're building. You know what I mean? Because again, if every guest that come on this platform get $500,000 in their bank account after they appear on the platform, then now we're building businesses. We're not just reasoning. And it didn't cost any individual more than $10 with you can't even buy a meal in America for $10 right now. You know what I mean? So for less than you would take to buy a meal, you can't buy a meal under $15 in America anymore. You know what I mean? When I was growing up, that was $5. You know what I mean? You could get a whole meal for $5. You can't find that anymore. But for $10 from 50,000 people, now we are using collective security to crumple the beast. And we don't have a lot of time because the fiat currency is not going to have value for much longer. They're crashing the currency, they're crashing all paper money, all of that going crash as they plan this global reset. So we have a finite window to use this capital to build. You know what I mean? Okay, Ras McCarthy said his camera's not working. All right, we're going to make an exception for the eye, Ras McCarthy, because the eye is a great warrior. Unmute your line, Ras McCarthy. Ras McCarthy, unmute.
Yes, sir, Rastafari.
Yes, so I'm breaking
right
about being on camera because your camera's not working.
Yeah, man.
You guys are great, man. So we need your voice. Just bless up the gathering and introduce yourself.
Seeing well. Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Selassie I the First, life and balance, Empress Meninai, and I give thanks and praise for the opportunity to be on such a platform as the Lion Voice. Over and I don't know, I hear the jazz man once say is lack of confidence. Over amongst and I. But Marcus Garvey say if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. See? So the battle is already won. Over. So what do I mean by that? It's because the jazz match has a vision. Over. And that vision has now manifested and reached 60,000 subscribers.
Yes.
So one knows say it will reach 100,000 subscribers.
Yes.
And then no ones will become of that mind.
Yes.
Where them say, you know something, to put a $1 or £1, or to put a 10 collectively, over. Things can happen.
Yes.
Over. So, as His Majesty stated, this is not a council of despair. Over. And confidence is crucial. Over. And vision is crucial. So, and I give thanks. So, man, reach 60,000 because there were and are other Rastafari platforms in the YouTube world. Over. But this platform is unique. Over, because it's reaching and putting on Rastafari. Over, that the other ones did not and may not have reached. Over. So that is all I really have to say, and I just have to say give thanks. Over that I set up such a platform, and long may it continue and build into our TV network, film, etc., etc., etc. Over.
Give thanks.
Rastafari.
We're gonna do it, Ras McCarthy. Because I had a vision. That's why, I established this. And ones may know I'm an attorney. I've had to stop taking on clients to have the time to do this. So it's a great sacrifice to my income, and even my family, everyone feel that sacrifice. But the question I always ask myself is if it's not now, then when? If it's not I, then who? Because when you're looking for something and it's bothering your iris and you can't see it and you can't find it, but you know exactly what you want to see. That might be the most I telling the eye that the eye need to move and to act, because other people not seeing it. And you see, I move and I act, and 62,000 people around the world. We have a brethren from New Zealand join us. Just come up on his timeline across the world. and we're reaching people just from a vision that, as Ras Mukapi said, now we put into manifestation because we acted. We didn't just sit down and burn a spliff and listen to some reggae music and say, boy, it would be nice to have a channel, you know, with people from around the world talking about the liberty. We could have done that too. But instead of doing that, we moved to action. And I know that I'm unique because my superpower is my network. You know, I know so many ones from so many walks of life because of I'm on temperament and the works over the years. So I knew that some of the people that the item have seen on this platform, you would never done interviews in their life. They don't do interviews. You know, they wouldn't talk to anyone. I have to convince them to do the interview because of the value that they see in I. So I know I have a role to play. And if you haven't seen Ras Mukapi's episode of the Lion Talk Show, go forward and you will hear about his experience in the UK. Great poet. I saw a clip of the Ras Mukapi. I tear down the place with some poetry at a show in the UK. So, we love to see that, and crowd work and everything like that. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to hear more works from the Ras Mukapi. Ras Mukapi.
Did we get a link?
There, man. Yeah, man. We have the works. Works are forward, you know.
Yeah, man.
Everything in our due season.
Put people are asking for a link. Put the link in the comment section to your works or your page. And that's another thing. When you come up here, if you have something to promote, please let us share. This is a marketplace. We want to see everyone prosper right now. You know what I mean? This 62,000 is not just for I. We're sharing it with the family because we want everyone. If you haven't subscribed to Super Citizen, I know that I going to come with some works at some point, Prince William too. You know what I mean? So whatever ones are doing, we're here to promote those works and to encourage others. You know, if you're sitting on the fence with an idea, now is the time to implement it, because that's how we're going to build Zion. Zion is within, and it have to be brought manifest through flesh. You know what I mean? So that goodness that you have within you, and you manifest it, and you live in your purpose, and everyone is living in their purpose, that now becomes the manifestation of heaven on earth. You know what I mean? Because everyone, from the sanitation worker to the bus driver, is doing something they love, and that energy is going to radiate. You know what I mean? And the world will be transformed into a new Eden. This is why His Majesty preached education, so he could liberate the minds of I and I. You know, that was the setting the captives free. You know, it was through him taking on the portfolio of Minister of Education. So we are asking the ones them act now. Support the channel. Big up Ross Roots, who has given a $50 contribution. You know, Ross Roots is one of our Lion Pride and Patron who leads by example. Every stream, he gives a contribution with the super chat. And he gave a $50 today. He said, blessed evening, Lion Pride. Congratulations to the Lion Voice Network. Big respect to the Chasmarch Kwasi. Give thanks. So if you want to give a super chat, you can look above the comment section. Drop a $1, $2, $3, whatever you like. Any way you can support. If you have not a dollar, just watching helps the channel. So wherever you fit in, I don't want people to feel pressure. We've actually lost some monthly subscribers because people are getting laid off from their jobs. That's another thing that's happening right now. A lot of people who are depending on the system with AI, with all of the changes that are happening, people are losing their jobs like wow. You know what I mean? I mean, whole middle class is being wiped out as we speak. So I understand ones don't have the funds to give to the platform. We're no pressure. Watching helps us a lot. You know what I mean? But if you have a dollar, we love to get that too. You know, wherever you fit in, we give thanks and we appreciate love with gratitude. You know, that is one thing that His Majesty teaches us is gratitude for whatever. Whether it's $50 from Grassroots, whether it's $1, whether it's just watching, whether it's just telling a brethren, whether it's clicking the like button, clicking the share button. You know what I mean? Those don't cost you anything, but everybody can do something so that we can. And it's the algorithm that brought Ashaman to us today, because today is the first time the brethren see the channel. You know what I mean? So ones in New Zealand, you know, getting this on their feed. So the more that people like and share the content, is the more YouTube recommends it to different people. It comes up, you know, when you pull up your YouTube, you see things that are suggested to you. That's based on the algorithm of people liking and sharing and commenting under the video. So you can also drop a comment. That's also a good way to support the platform, is just to drop a comment. You know what I mean? So this is not a money thing only, but don't get it twisted, family. Money does matter. You know what I mean? The more money we have, the more that we can. And then this is the other thing why I want more monthly subscribers, is that I want to travel. I want to be able to go and record some of our elders before they pass away. And a lot of the elders are up in some hills and they're not logging on to a StreamYard link, my family. This not going to happen. So, you know, to get some of those testimonies, be able to go out into the field with our camera and record some of these elders before they transition, because a lot of them are up in age. That's one of the things that we want to do with the monthly subscription, is travel, especially to Jamaica. We're losing elders so rapidly right now. It's really tragic. You know, almost every strong another elder is passing. So that is one of the things. And for those who know the channel, you see what we do. Ross Elder Pennycook just passed. We had 2 classic episodes with Elder Ronald Pennycook of the EWF. And now his story lives on this platform. You can hear about him growing up in Jamaica, going to New York City, being the president of the EWF. All of that now lives here. So as I say, a little a girl in Guinea can turn on their internet and hear about this great elder from Jamaica and hear about his story, the Rastafari community in Sierra Leone. You know, a little girl in Australia, New Zealand can get this tip. You know what I mean? So consider supporting the platform. Become a monthly subscriber. You see the information below. We're trying to get to 50. We've been trying to get to 50 for over a year. Once we get to 50 subscribers, we're going to be doing a monthly grant program. We're going to be giving $100 to, and we're going to vote on it in our town hall meeting. So we'll put up a poll in Patreon of the people, and then our Patreon will be able to vote. And whoever wins that vote, we'll interview them so they get a chance to highlight what they're doing on the platform, and they'll get a small grant as a token of our appreciation love. And as the channel grows, as I said, we will increase the amount of the grant. Because again, my vision for the channel is not just talking. We want to empower people to do the work that they're doing on a bigger scale. And then we can go and film them doing the work. So if we get content, they get to do the work that they're doing on a bigger scale. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win situation. So that's part of the vision that we have with the platform, is being able to empower others and then being able to record, because this is, again, showing Rastafari in a good light, doing positive work. And now, instead of them coming out of their pocket and struggling to do the work, imagine them waking up with $500,000 that they can now do the work. I don't know if the item know a content creator named Mr. Beast. He's one of the biggest content creators on YouTube. I think he's added 1 or 2. But he goes around and just gives people money because he makes so much money from his platform. He changes people's lives every day. Give people $1 million. Give people that. You know what I mean? So it's very possible using this technology to be able to empower I and I. How that sound, Pam J?
Sorry, yes, sir. Everything that I said is right on. All right on the money. Everything that I say, and I wanted to, just add some more, if I may. Um, right now, I mean, Rasila said some very important things, and every one of the eyes then said some important things when it comes to what's happening currently in our world, in our physical world, in our reality, right? It's unstable, it's chaos, especially for the elders who are dealing with a reality that they thought was over with because they have already dealt with it, but they're still dealing with it in this current time, no matter where you are. Yes, right here in the United States of America, we are dealing with some chaotic moments. And as Rasila said over there in Panama, they're dealing with the same thing. So it's global. So one of the most important things we got to keep in mind is our mental health.
Yes.
The mental health, if you're mental, why you think we always want to make sure our ISIS, our IRIS are right. Because once that mental is gone, everything is gone. It's like the engine in that car. When you drive that car can't start. It's, oh, you ain't getting anywhere. Okay. You're not going nowhere. You're stuck. Until you can get that engine fixed and taken care of the right way, then you make a move. So I'm saying this because this is where we are right now. We're going through a chaotic moment in our lives, all of our lives. And
Yes.
if we don't get our mental health together, we're gonna crash faster than anything. And the one way we can do that is regulate our system by exercising.
Okay, I was gonna ask the eye. Yeah, you went the
Yes,
right where I was gonna ask the eye. Explain the
yes,
connection between exercise and mental health.
absolutely, yeah. So we have our nervous system that if we don't take good care of it, we can literally get sick. And part of that whole reality is making sure that your nervous system is not in shock. So if you are exercising, you have a propensity of lowering your problems of stress, because the biggest thing is stress. Stress attacks you in ways that you're not even aware of it, but it attacks you. And if you're not exercising, that stress can take you out. So it's important to be out there managing that stress, whether if you're working out with a friend just walking, what if you're driving a bike or riding a bike, if you're swimming, no matter what it is that you're doing, as long as that heart rate is moving and it's pumping, you have a chance in this world. But if you're sitting back and or sitting forward and you're stagnant and you're not moving, and it's going to get worse. And it's not, nobody can save you. You the only one that can save yourself, because these times everybody's going through it. But just like Kwasi was saying, this is not the time to be in you know in your little crevice by yourself. This is time to get around your community, to forge friendships, to forge alliances, because the way these billionaires are moving, they don't care. They're coming after everybody. They're taking your children, as you can see. They're taking people children's left and right. That's another thing. We have to protect our children.
Yes,
We
I.
gotta protect our youth, because that's the one thing, if anyone know on here what Rastafari is about. It's about family.
Yes, I.
Power of the Trinity. The family is the number one. If you don't have a family, it doesn't have to be just your immediate family. Family collectively is important. And the youth are That's our future. So the youth are very important for us to protect. And if you got to protect those youth with your life, let that be the case. But we don't want you to be out of here. We want you to live to see your youth, to enjoy your youth, to protect your queen. So we want you to be thinking very wisely. And we want you to think very strategically, because these forces are coming at us. They're coming at us in so many ways. But if our mental and our physical is not together, we do not stand a chance. And I'm saying this right here on the Lion Voice Network. We have to get our mental and our physical together. Give thanks. So I see.
Thanks. Queen Ifea, I'm coming to the eye if you're there. Because the eye always chant about mental health of I and I family. Queen Ifea, are you there? Is very important. Ras Bideli say a very key thing: keep away the youth from screen as much as possible. Even my teenagers, me and them are war right now, because I have to institute at a certain time. I have to take the phone because they're overstimulated by this phone. I realize that now I go to them bed, then we just scroll. So we really have to get strict. Queen Ifea, please talk about the mental health aspect, because you always emphasize that part.
Well, I don't know more than what each of and I knows, but I have seen the impact, But it's interesting that guys are talking about the screen, and I don't know how we can get our young ones off of the screen here now, because even the COVID impact was very interesting, because it did something to humanity that it's gonna be a challenge to kind of do another reset. I'm looking for something that Their Majesty said about the screen.
Yes.
It was really a global reset for sure.
Yeah, man.
And the kind of impact that it have had on our community, and particularly for ourselves as Rastafari, knowing that I and I always have it kind of double jeopardy. It's something that I and I really have to go look into and create a strategy on how to address the impact of even the COVID experience, because that experience was something else. And I remember at one stage in the school system, they were saying that this is the amount of time that the youths are to spend on the screen. And then without any kind of notification or any kind of indication or warning or anything of the sort, it was a 360-degree change right in their faces. And it was like a tidal wave hit the mental selves, from babe to suckling to everybody, that you find yourself have to be on the screen 24/7.
Yes.
And no one has addressed that up to this time, and it has traumatized our youth so badly that right now the most crime and violence that we have ever had, and Rasila mentioned it, is since the COVID thing where them call the pandemic came about. That people were living right up in each other's face, because no matter how long they were married or they have a relationship with each other, whatever kind of relationship, is the first time they had to be living with each other 24/7. Just imagine that. But Their Majesty spoke about it long time ago, and it is so relevant today, where when you read the selected speeches of His Imperial Majesty, where he talks about higher education with the subtitle Need for Various Disciplines. And I thought it was so interesting at this time that a lot of time I read the speeches or recite the speeches of the Majesty, but we don't intentionally engage it And that is why, even though I don't come on the platform as often as I would like to, I think it is very important that I and I have the study group and need to extend it across the platform, that the nation can be more engaged intentionally with the word sound of His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I, because I may read it and get one understanding of it, and another person may read it and get another understanding. But when I can centralize it and bring it to the centrality of the oneness that their Majesty bring in, it's very critical at this time in representation. But it is said, he said, the study of the humanities must not be neglected, and the College of Arts and Sciences must be strengthened and encouraged to develop its studies. These are the subjects which contribute most to the understanding and growth of our cultural heritage, and so assist in fulfilling one of the university's primary aims. These studies, which are concerned with human cultural achievements, human rights and human duties, human freedoms, will enable youth to develop the understanding and judgment necessary to the formulation of a sound philosophy of life, to the making of wise choices, and to understanding what is involved in these choices. These young people face a world beset with the most effectively organized program of deceptive propaganda and of thinly screened operations ever known. They deserve the best that they can be taught by their parents, by religious institutions, and by the university to prepare them for a wise choice among contending ideal. His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I on December 19, 1961, and the relevance of it today. And it says parents, and the construct of our African family is based upon the consolidation and involvement of the community, the come in unity. And so today we are so distant from each other. Families are experiencing various challenges in raising their children and guiding their children along the path that they think is healthier for them. There's hardly any community collectivism that is taking place today, and that is frightening. And so a lot of people are left on their own, and as a people, we're not built that way. We were built as a nation, as a community. The structure of our elders, our ancient, the men and women, and the engagement of the children. And if one family is not able, the others join hands and see how best we can assist each other. It's not happening today. So it almost seems as though the youths psychologically are left to fend on their own. And so it makes the journey a bit more challenging. So yes. So Rastila was listening to me, and I don't know if he's gonna join on. You're gonna join on your phone? Okay. Yes.
Could I use the phone?
Yes, you can come here. Or yes. Yes, so that's so it's a addition to the mental health, Rasquazian. As I told the that I have observed the mental health, particularly on our family in Rastafari. From the age of 9, I didn't understand it in totality there, but as I grow, the systematic oppression and how we lash out on each other and how we misunderstand these kind of behavior among each other. And we need to do a case study on these emotions to see how we can come to a more centrality in how we communicate and the words that we use to each other. Yeah,
man. Give thanks for that reasoning and for the brethren to
bring up the mental health issue.
Yes.
And the word song of His Majesty, but I think all of us have that concept that, you know, the protection of our youth, the guidance of our youth, and even, you know, structuring our communities in a way that we could see the dignity of our people and don't see the regression of us, of our people. See, when His Majesty speak, His Majesty speak from a platform as an emperor of a nation.
Yes.
When we speak as a people, we speak individually within our realms, our ecosystem. The emperor had the ability to set up the structure of Ethiopia while he was um, in charge of the
Yes.
day-to-day activities of Ethiopia. We as a people, wherever we are not.
Yes.
Having the pandemic is something that it shocked the whole world.
Yes.
But those that are in power was able to move on. Our people that not in power, we have to go into the same ecosystem that they have engineered for
Yeah.
us to keep us oppressed.
We
So
were ready.
the key issue is that if we don't have the means to create that environment for our youth, that we gonna have our youths home, and then when anything happen, we send them to an institution that we don't have any say in the curriculum in anything that have to do with their education, because it's already in place
Yeah.
for us. It's a standard that our children have to go to school. They got to pass a test. We as a people have not have any type of input into how to educate our children.
Yeah.
We just follow the protocol that is set for us. So
Yeah.
that is an issue we have to
Rastafari.
address. That is the big issue we have to address.
Yes,
If
sir.
we're going to change anything of the outcome of our youth living in dignity and in integrity, then we have to talk about that. How we get to that point is a great issue that we have to discuss, because we can't talk all we want to talk, but Quasi and everybody on this platform, are you sending our youth to a school community that we built?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, I can see.
I have to deal with that. I have to deal with that issue with my children.
Yes.
Every one of us, that
Yes.
when they go out there, if they're going to graduate from high school, if they meet that standard, they meet in a standard, but they're going into a dangerous environment because the bullying and the killing, the shooting, the mass shooting in the school is happening. They're experiencing that. I don't care if it happened in Durham or it happened in any other school in the United States or anywhere. When there's a mass shooting and teachers and children are getting killed, the youth them of today, anywhere they are, you know that what impact that does on a youth, that them going to school and them could get shot or killed or bullied.
Yeah.
And it's not one incident, it's many incidents.
Yes, sir.
Not just in the United States, it happening all over the world.
Yes, I.
But we as a people don't have the ability, we don't have it, the ability to say we're going to change this system and make sure that the future generation is guided by our principle, our tradition, our knowledge, our science, our math. We don't have that ability yet. How we reached there? That's a big question.
Big question. One of the things, this is why the capital, why I talk about the capital, because we actually have the educators, we have a plethora of Rastafari teachers, we have people who are principals, who run departments, you know, who are Rastafari. However, the capital to build these institutions is what we're lacking, because these people would have to get paid, you know what I mean?
Rastafari.
Yes, I. Go ahead, Aras Makapi.
Yes, I, Rastafari. I'm on see it a different way, you know.
All right. Talk to us, Ras Makapi.
Yes, I, because number one, COVID. You over. The benefit of COVID-19 and the lockdown, right, brought about, from Iman point of view, the unification factor of Rastafari. You over, because for years I did hear about the study group.
Yes.
You over in Washington. You used to keep in a bookshop. You over, and how many years ones have been doing it. You over, then COVID come and it went online. You over, right? So in the study group now, you have a whole heap of different ones from different portions of the earth. You over, dealing with His Imperial Majesty utterance. You see, so I man give thanks for the utterance. We're talking about mental, mind, etc. You over, right? And mental health. See, now, if I want to remember, you know, Rastafari within Babylon system, see, is the original madman according to Babylon. Because Rastafari see the earth in a different way. Number one, them see is Imperial Majesty Selassie the first as a living God. Them see said that them ones are down in Babylon in bondage. See? And that Babylon must fall. And the I must forward home to Africa in the 1930s, 1919 up to 1930. That is revolutionary thinking. You over. So Babylon immediately state these people are mad. So when we talk about mental health, we have to realize that is the black man and black woman in their right mind. Number one, you over. Marcus Garvey said, God and nature first made us what we are, and then out of our own creative genius, we make ourselves what we want to be. Follow always that great law. You over. See? So the mind is crucial. See? So, number one, education, you're talking about the youths. You're talking about family. See? So I have a Rastafari, and I have Rastafari youths and families. And I are living within Babylon system. How does the Babylon educational system affect Rastafari families? Because why would I not build I own educational system, but put I youths into Babylon educational system and then expect them to go through Babylon brainwashing, see, and come out at the other end as Rastafari? So and I have lived it. So when ones are talking about the youths, them are disenfranchised. Of course, they disenfranchised because I as Rastafari have not built I system so that they can then get work. Who is going to imply Rastafari you? But Rastafari I is supposed to build the businesses, the industries, etc. that will I you them forward and working. You over. So that is how I see it. You over the mental health, right? I don't see say I and I as African people, as Rastafari, are in I and I right minds. You over. And what Rascrazy was talking, Marcus Garvey, in this time, he would need a Black Star Line. Garvey will be all over the internet. You over are using that same principle of the Black Star Line. You over. No, in this time. And I are connected. I'm in the UK. Ones are I ones from Panama, Belgium, you over New Zealand, you over different parts of America. So I am more united now than ever before.
As is.
Internationally, you over. So ones have so I man Rastafari don't lack anything saying but the vision and the plan of all to work together. That is it. You over. That is what I man see. We have everything. You over. All areas of liberty. Ones are being trained up in Babylon system. Of them BA, them BSc, them MA, them MSc, them PhD, etc., etc., etc. You over. Right? Before I man forward, I would have loved to touch his utterance. Right?
Touch it.
Opens Deborah and Teacher Training Center. Yes, Selassie utterance, page 77 in the selected speeches on must ripen and mature. So far, through the existing education facilities, not only have many children and adults been spared from being branded as illiterates, but many too are they who have reached the university level and completed their studies there. You see? So what I man say is that I and I are suffering from degree itis. You over amongst I and I people. What I man see is degree itis. Everyone now have a degree. You over R2 or 3. Yes, but yet I and I are not using those skills to build I and I own families, communities, nation, and the whole race. You over. See? So, we're there. Folks crowd the doors of centers of learning, and a number of them pass in and out of them. But that is not enough. What we desire for our people in future consists of 3 main objectives. First, that every Ethiopian may be spared from illiteracy. Second, that through the development of his own inborn capabilities, he may become not a liability, but an asset to his nation. So you can ask yourself the question, am I a liability or an asset to Rastafari, to the African nation, etc.? And the benefit, where we go? First, that every Ethiopian may be spared from illiteracy. Second, that through the development of his own inborn capabilities, he may become not a liability, but an asset to his nation and a benefit to himself, to his neighborhood, and to his country. Third, that he must ripen and mature in knowledge and education and pass them on to posterity. So see it there. So His Imperial Majesty don't state you over the objectives what I and I are supposed to do you over with the education and knowledge, wise man and overstanding that I and I have. Must ripen and mature. So by now, you over one's knowledge, wise man and overstanding must ripen and mature. And His Imperial Majesty stated at the opening of the OAU that we must take action now. Rastafari.
Serious. And again, family, I hope you see the value of us coming together in this way. We do this every time we hit 10,000 subscribers. We always open. This is not the first time we've done this. You can go forward into the archive. When we hit 10,000, we did it 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. So now we're at 60,000. When we hit 70,000, we'll open it back up again. This coming month, we have all Rastafari and Pan-African Sistering all month for Women's History Month. We're booking all of our guests. So we have some surprises, some names you know, some you've never heard, but they're all powerhouse, powerful women that we will be highlighting. April 3rd, which is a Friday, we'll be having our annual Empress Menin panel. We'll announce the guests for our Empress Menin panel, where we look into the life and works of Empress Waziri Menin. So stay tuned for that. We also have a lot of things in the archive. We're working on the next episode of The Road to Heaven on Earth series that details the trip that we made to Ghana. Mightyful trip. I'm editing the episode 3 of that series. I'm hoping that I can drop it in the next couple of days. So look out for that. We got a lot of content here. I want to just invite everyone to join our monthly Lion Pride on Patreon. You can join for as little as $5 a month. Ras Makapi, let me big up the eye for the $10 contribution. Big up yourself. £10. Let me not say dollar. £10. You know what I mean? That's heavy. That's heavier than the dollar. The pound is still heavier than the dollar. So big up yourself, Ras Makapi. Put in your money where your mouth is. Family, join the monthly subscription. Palm J every day. Prince William, they're part of our Patreon community. So you interact with people like that. You saw Nick, Ras Bidele, my Patreon family, they keep I going, you know what I mean? These are the quiet ones in the foreground that have been supporting this movement. We do have costs associated, and we are trying to scale. So help us reach 50. We're at, I think, 41 right now. We lost a few people. As I said, people are getting laid off work. I get messages, I want to support the IRAS, but right now, no income. And we give thanks, again, gratitude, because we know it's hard right now. You know what I mean? Everybody's struggling for every dollar right now. So I don't take for granted those who every month. And some of my patrons, I've never even reasoned with them. They just quietly support. And I'm so ever grateful for those ones, but we need more. We want to get to 1,000 by the end of this year. However, we got to get to 50 first. We haven't hit 50 since this is year 4 of the channel. We haven't hit 50, so help us to hit 50. Join at the $10 level, $5 level. Whatever you can afford. And again, if you can't afford, you can join the Patreon for free. And I would recommend everybody join the Patreon for free, because when you join the Patreon for free, we get your email address and you'll get our newsletter. We send out the link for the study group on the Patreon as well. So when we have our Haile Selassie study group, we send out the link on the Patreon so you can tune in as well. So if you want to reason with like-minded people in this Armageddon time, go deeper into the teachings of His Majesty, join our community, because we are watching it unfold. We're reasoning in detail about it. We're making plans. We're sharpening our skills. We're helping people. My Patreon family, they link each other without I being there, and information exchanging, things are bubbling. So also, one of my Lion Pride on Patreon reached out and said, Ras, is there a Rastafari dating service? I'm trying to find a queen. And we had said before we wanted the Patreon to be a safe space for single Rastafari, and I've kind of slacked. We have a show called Lion Love on the platform. I haven't done an episode in a while, but the brethren spark, you know what I mean? That spark. So I'm igniting it again. So if we have single sister and you're looking for a king man, we have a single man in the Patreon. You ready for a queen? So join the Patreon. I want to be able to, again, it's hard to find people with like minds. So that's the kind of community that we want to build, where you find people with like minds in that community, you know, people who love His Majesty, who are about self improvement, who are committed to something because, you know, they're monthly subscribers, so they're committed. So it's a vetting, you know, it's a nice little vetting system, at least a basic standard is there. I also want to big up the Ghana Rastafari family. I went on, they started a study group in Ghana, a virtual study group. I'll probably have one of the brethren on the platform to share. So I was listening in today and I contributed to the Ghana study group where they're studying. This was all brethren and sisters from Ghana, and they're doing the same thing. They're going through the selected speeches. They were doing the speech, His Majesty's speech to the University College of Addis Ababa on leadership today. And I was just there smiling, you know, listening to the study group. And, you know, more people need to be in the teachings of His Majesty right now. When you see them, they say they're not dealing with international law. All of these things as them being rebellious against His Majesty teachings, you know. When you hear them say that it's all about the nation state and all of these things, His Majesty said we must become bigger than we've ever been, larger in outlook, owing not allegiance to nation states, but to our fellow brothers within the human family. You know what I mean? And you see here we have all the human family represented. I'm going to give everybody a chance to just give a final word. We're going on 3 hours now. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to just block us out and give a final sound to the family. But thank you. I want to thank everyone. 62,000 subscribers. Let me see where we are exactly. We're at 62,360 subscribers. And again, we couldn't do it by ourselves. This is the global family saying we like what you're saying, and we are standing with you, Ras. And I give thanks. I don't take it for granted. My heart is full of gratitude for each and every person who has watched the video, who has watched one of our shorts, who has taken time to drop a comment, to like, to subscribe. Of course, my Lion Pride on Patreon. You know, ever gratitude. Ubuntu Lion Pride, which is a one-time contribution of $100 US. Big of Ras Amaha, our latest Ubuntu Lion Pride member, a brethren I've known for almost 30 years. And that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes brethren will just call me up and say, brethren, look in your Cash App, or, you know, thing, and they've been watching and I don't even know that they're watching. So there's just so much blessing from the family. But we need more, and we need everyone to come off of the fence and make some action. So we're going to open up. Asha Man, I'm going to start with the eye. Just give us a final word, son, and also welcome to the Lion Voice Network family, Asha Man, our very first viewer that we know from New Zealand. It's really an honor to have the eye calling in from so far, taking time out of your day. You know, we're praying for the eye. The eye said the eye have cancer. We're praying for the eye health and recovery, full strength, you know what I mean? As a trucker, you know, key logistics engineer, big up yourself. But give us your final word, Sound King.
Kia ora. Thanks for that. So glad to come on this page. to visually see brethren and sistren from all over the world. Even though there was just a couple on the page, I know that there is many watching.
Yes, yes.
So big ups to everybody, you know, Rastafari hard. Best thing to do is and keep the positive, go forward, never give up, because we're here for a purpose, we're here for a reason, and you know, just go forward. Together we can do it. By yourself you can't. So
give thanks. Before
just keep up with the peers.
Yes. Before you seal up, are you connected with the Maori community in New Zealand?
Yes and no. I am part Māori, but it's kind of difficult to go there. But there's many brethren and sistren that are Māori that are in the house.
Okay.
So I could say that in that way connected.
Okay.
Many of us love Jah music.
Yes.
A lot don't understand what Haile Selassie is. They just see the music.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's more than that, as you know.
Yes. Of
so
course.
you know, just maintain your ship. You know, your ship is precious. You are the captain of your ship. Your cargo is precious. People are waiting for you, for your arrival.
Mighty.
You know, many storms come, but your crew is loyal. You know,
Yes,
that's why they're on your ship.
I want to say today, I welcome home. This is your platform as well. You know what I mean? So let the family in New Zealand know, spread the word that
Yes,
the
definitely.
network is here. You know, we are here. Royal Prince William, give us the final sound. Anything that I want to share with the global family. Unmute. They have to unmute themselves.
Yes, most infinitely, I've received everything that was spoken on the platform tonight. This was a heavy yet inspiring, educational, comparing of notes.
Yes.
Here in America, they call it slave code, where if you see two of us trying to build, break it up. Two or three of us, of I and I, building. They say, break it up. But in the scriptures, I don't remember exactly what book and verse, but it said, two or more come or and where I'm in the midst. If anybody understand what I'm saying, if two or more come together with Haile Selassie in the midst.
Yes.
Yes.
That's to build. That was the blessing, but we have to deal with Sodom, Babylon, and Gomorrah all tied up in one now. I also want to say something about this dark screen of destruction. With this phone, the computers, the TV. I call it digital heroin. And all of us, I'm not going to say we all hooked to it, but all of us have to indulge, because if we didn't indulge in that digital heroin, we wouldn't have this truthization right now.
That's true.
Facts.
It's a tool. It's
exactly just like money. You can't praise money and you can't praise God and mammon, and you can't praise God and money. But money is the answer to all things if you're using it as a tool. I call this place where I'm at the capital shitty of Hail American Sodom is what I call Atlanta, Georgia. And I've been speaking that type of stuff for years. And to be able to walk out my front door and see the judgment really is going on.
Yes.
I have to just give thanks and praise to His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie first, because without him, I wouldn't have been able to figure none of this out.
Exactly.
I have a Facebook platform that I've been writing on for 15 years that I get real explicit on.
Yes.
Because I want to say this right here. When I met the I and the Right and Honorable Ross Congo Iris, you know, it was a flex. A flex was another word for a lie.
Yeah.
What got me to DC.
Okay.
But Jah guided me right to the place I needed to be, because if you remember that meeting, if you take away the people that was in that meeting, you take away that number from 1 million, it wasn't but like 12 people in the meeting that day. And I think you remember how I went off, because Ross Iris asked me, well, where are you from? I didn't say kill each and every nigga Texas.
Yeah.
I didn't say Carrollton, Georgia.
Yeah.
I responded to Ross Iris's, I'm from hell, because my community is hell, with the preachers, with the teachers, the destruction of the youth, the destruction of the women, the destruction of the men, through 541 years of rape, robbery, murder, and continuous oppression in the name of racism, white supremacy injustices, leprous Luciferianism, the European Americanized shit sanity Christianity. And please me, Adrian, forgive me. Sometime I go off and I might say some ugly words, but I don't mean them.
Yes.
I don't mean any harm when I'm trying to enlighten something that we need to be looking at.
Yes, yes.
We are at war.
Straight.
We are at war to the 25th hundred power. The Bible tells us all of this. And when I got onto the Bible, I got turned on to the Kebra Nagas, the Feather Nagas.
Yes.
The Message of the People, the Course of African Philosophy, which is told that was the only book that the Right and Honorable Marcus Garvey actually wrote and got published.
Okay.
I have an arsenal of things that I have consolidated and have helped me to guide through the valley of the shadow of death.
Yes, I.
And not only do I try through the valley of the shadow of death, I reside here in the capital city of Hail American Sodom, which is in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right.
I mean, I've used everything and everybody that I've came in contact with in life. I learned something from them, whether it was something that was going to be helpful or it was just something enough to say, you need to leave this person alone. You need to stay away from them.
Yeah.
I'm really knocked off right now because of what I heard on this particular meeting.
Well, give thanks.
Yes, and I want to say something else, and then I seal it up.
Okay.
The last Patreon, the last Pride meeting, you had asked me, Prince William, what do you need to see more of?
Yes.
And I think I answered something like, just the works of His Majesty, because brethren, you knocking fire from them. And to remember some of the stuff that Ross Iris told me, and to hear you saying it again after he has had his solar return back to the Father, you really take the University of Adversity and you putting it out for the world to see what it is.
Yes.
And I just got to say that, and this is not to flatter you, me brethren. When I first heard the music that you put out, I think, or at least I want to say, I would have hoped if I'd have heard that when I was 16 or 17 years old, I don't think I would have went through the life that I went through, because you are my favorite rapper. And and not only that, I think we discussed this before briefly, that I changed the name to rap what we grew up on.
Yeah.
I don't even call it that. What I say rap is now, it's the Rasta man's anointed prophecy.
Hot.
So I just, if any of y'all, any of the eyes have a Facebook page, I have 15 years of some super fire content. See, I didn't get to sit.
Put the link in the comment section. Put the link in the comment section if you can.
I don't know the link, but I'll give you the Facebook pages.
Yeah,
like
say the Facebook
brethren.
page. Yeah.
And my real name, which is William Thrash.
Okay.
And everything is just coming like full circle. It's sometimes it could be mind-boggling, but yet at the same time, the heat that I get for being the way that I am, like I was just previously saying, what got me to DC to the I and Ross Iris was a lie. And before I left Ross Iris, I remember him telling us, make sure you go to see the Haile Selassie exhibit.
Yes.
Well, me brethren, had I not went there to see that for my own eyes, you wouldn't have been able to give me $1 million in cash to make me believe or to think that America put Haile Selassie up like that.
Yes.
Because there was
like a 50-foot banner. There was like a 50-foot banner of His Majesty and Empress Menen on the Smithsonian. That was a history. That was a history.
Yes, and it closed down November 12th, 2011, which was a day before my Earth Strong or my Earth Light. I wanted to join Ross Iris during that closing of that, because that was so special to me. One, when I walked in there, me brethren, I had every book that was on the wall, all the Jahus. It was, I think, brother Carl Philpott's book was in there as well.
Yes.
And there was a lot of other things that I had got a hold of through the Culture House with Brethren Shaka and Sister Umi. And how I started it, all that. It's just a break. It's a lot, and it's hot. And I just wanted to just say that through the inspiration of His Majesty, that we all came here together today to impart information to each other. And I just want to say it like in the words of the right and honorable Marcus Garvey, keep on keeping on, because the lion's pride, the lion's voice. I never knew TV,
Yes.
YouTube, a lot of stuff. That's how I had to learn, because like I said, I didn't get to sit at the feet of the elders.
Yes.
I learned them through Bob Marley documentaries, all of them.
Yeah.
Peter Tosh, Stepping Razor, even Catch a Fire with Bunny Wailer hosting it. All the Rastafari, Coping with Babylon. Coping with Babylon. Coping with Babylon was the first time I saw Priest Fagon.
Yes.
And it took, let's see, that was, I met the Eye in April of 2011. I went to the Organic Festival that summer and caught that video. And I wore that video out because I kept watching it, kept watching it, kept watching it, kept watching it. The last known interview of Bob Marley, kept watching it, kept watching it, kept watching it, kept watching it. Not only Rasta brethren or Rastafari brethren and sisters, you know, I checked out all the Malcolm X speeches.
Yes.
All the right and honorable Malcolm X speeches, all the right and honorable Kamal Kambon.
Yes.
There, I even mentioned a lot of stuff by Dr. Umar Johnson. There was a lot of stuff that
back in the DVD era. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I want you to save some for your episode, Prince William. Save some for your episode. Big up yourself. I wanna thank the Eye. And this is one of my biggest supporters of my music. You know, he will be playing it on Facebook. I'll catch him and you know, I neglect my musical side, but I have a lot of music on Patreon. So if you love the music side, or you want to hear my music, I have a whole collection in the Lion Pride on Patreon that you can listen to, unreleased music. All of that music is unreleased. So
I was spitting fire like that to me, brethren, and I lost faith because when nobody messed with me.
Yeah, no,
they wouldn't mess with me. And then when I saw the culture with the keeper of the door.
Yes.
When I heard that, I almost started crying because I was like, why did I stop? Why did I
stop? Maybe I have to rise again. Maybe I have to rise again, King. You know, that's the fullness. That might be the fullness. But stick a pin. I'm going to give everyone else a chance to say their seal up. Because I know my wife wants me to come to bed. So I have to I have to balance.
That's right.
I have to balance the family life, you know.
Yes, right.
Russia man know what I'm talking about. We gotta balance the family life too. All right, Pam J, give us your final sound, King.
Yes, Ali. Give thanks. Give thanks. I want to give thanks to all of the ones on the panel, all the ones that are watching from home and all across the globe. You know how good and pleasant it is for I and I to dwell in the company of ones, and I just give thanks for this opportunity to be on this platform, because like I said before, this platform is the platform for all of I and I, no matter which part you dip on, which host, which area. This is the platform for I and I. So feel free to continue to support and come on and share it, the platform with everyone in your network, everyone within your reach, because it's not just for Rastafari, it's for the world. Right. And the world eventually needs to know the right way. The right way is Rastafari. And I don't trust, I don't believe, I know, because I like like one day everyone will get to hear the story, but I know, I'm not telling you about I think, I believe, I know Rastafari is the way. So before I seal up, I really want to just leave ones and ones with this information in general. Like I mentioned it before, and I want to mention it again. I want to reiterate it because it's very imperative that we get our body moving, because cortisol is a very dangerous thing, and it, the stress alone can take us out. Believe it or not, it really is not a game. I'll give you a quick story, and then I'll seal up. I end up back in my undergraduate days having this thing called, many may know, many may not, pulmonary embolism. Now, pulmonary embolism, for many of the ones that don't know, is basically I had what you call blood clot to the lungs. So I couldn't breathe. Like literally, I remember it was like I felt like I had literally somebody beating you with a baseball bat, like just beating your side, your rib cage, beat it so badly you can't even breathe. That's how bad it was. It was so bad. Doctor said, "Man, I don't know how you survive. Everybody that get that thing don't make it." But the reason why I made it was to not only give this message to I, but to let ones know that stress is a killer. And nobody talked about it, but it came from stress. I was dealing with a lot of stress. So now in my days, what I do is not only I'm a stress buster. I knock stress out. I don't play around with stress. Stress don't live around me. I don't let it live around me. Okay. And I don't let it live around me because I know what it can do. It's an enemy. It's an enemy of mine. And I want it to be an enemy of yours so you would not have to deal with it. So it's important to find yourself, if you're not going to work with someone as a professional, is to start becoming a professional for your health, because your health is everything. Once you don't have it, you don't have anything. So I want to encourage everyone. I don't care if you're walking once a day with your mom, your brother, your sister, your uncle. Get up, move, make that heart rate go up. Know that you're alive. Let that heartbeat pump. That's how you know you're alive. Your heart got to pump. Is your heart pumping? Is it like the
Sweat.
drum?
Yeah, man. Sweat too.
Yeah, man. That's right. And I go in the sauna. I love to be in the sauna. That's another place I go. But I also want to share this before I leave. I say all this because I'm invested in what I like to call coping strategies, professional coaching to help
Yes.
people navigate life challenges with resilience and grace. That's what I'm
Yes.
doing these days.
Nice.
So if anyone is interested in that line of work, this is something it's a proven way of life that I've been living. That's why I say palmjeveryday.com is basically the site. But on that site, I give people coping strategies, professional coaching to help them deal with stress, because I've been dealing with this and making it through for the last, since I live in this country, 34 years. And this is somebody that lived in a civil war, lived in a refugee camp. People still wonder, how are you still seeing? And that's not even half the battle. I went through an 18-year immigration purgatory reality, but I'm not going to let none of that stray me from my mission of loving the world and knowing why I'm here is to make the world better. I have the answer. And if you're willing to get that information, check the website out, palmjeveryday.com. On there, I also run a community. A community is called Varsity Fit and Wellness Hub. Now, I also am a coach, a strength and conditioning coach,
Yes, I.
So I work with high school students. I work with everyone. I have no age group I don't touch. I'm talking to the seniors all the way down to the babies. I teach developmental sports to babies. I'm talking about literally 1 month old, up to 24 months. I teach everyone. So if you do have an athlete right now that's in high school that's sitting on the bench that cannot get that time that they need, send them to me. Send them to palmj everyday.com. And through there, they can visit. The community is called Varsity Fit and Wellness Hub. Through there, they can have all the tools it takes to get off that bench and to be a starter. Now, if you are if you are a person who used to play varsity or used to be active, but you went to the different side and you just stopped doing it, but you say, you know what, I want to get back into it. I have a pathway for that for those individuals too. That's why it's called Varsity Fit and Wellness Hub. So it's a place where you come and you stay fit the rest of your life. So Rasquasi, I want to let the I know right now, personally. I know the I have youth. If the I youth play soccer or football, those are two specific sport. I was a giant in high school and college. If they want to get in my program, I'll give them a lifetime membership for free. I'm telling the I right now.
All right.
And when the I is ready, I can walk them through the program because it is a paid program. Because again, like Rasquasi said, we got to spend our money amongst I and I. Because we doing the works. We out there. We all out there. We doing the work. So we need the support from the people because we're not violating our youth. That's not what we do. We taking care of our youth. We taking care of our family. So we need the funding within our community. We cannot keep spending money everybody else, but then when it comes to I and I, we barely spend anything. I'm gonna tell the I right now.
Hold on, Panji. Show them a bicep there. Show them a bicep there so they know it's real. Okay. Bodybuilder. That's the bodybuilder.
Yes,
some people talk a thing, but we want to show them.
All they gotta do is just go watch. Go to the channel. Go to Super Citizen.
Competed professionally as a bodybuilder too, just to let the item know. Football star, bodybuilder. You know what I mean? So
all around athlete.
You know what he's talking
about. I can run. You find the fastest guy you know and watch me chase him down because I'm not just a bodybuilder. I'm an athlete. I let people know I'm an athlete. I will run behind anyone. I would chase anyone. No one can touch me when I start running because I am still an athlete. Even though I'm in my 40s, I can still run. Yes, sir. So I just wanted to let everyone know it was great to be on the platform. I give thanks for the opportunity. And I just want you to keep doing what you're doing, man. You're great.
Put the YouTube link. Put the YouTube link in the comments.
Yes, sir.
Follow. Make sure you subscribe to the Brethren platform. We want to get him over 1,000 subscribers. So
that's all I need. That's all I need.
Go to the Brethren's platform. All Lion Pride. I know a lot of the item will watch this on the replay. Go to his platform. Subscribe to the Brethren. Buy his service. Again, we're gonna have him on the show so we can talk about his journey. We're gonna get his full journey. I'm gonna ask him to have some pictures ready so you can see his competition pictures.
Oh yeah.
See the levels that the Brethren working with. Big up yourself, Pam J.
Yes, give thanks.
I mean, every time. Ras Makapi, give us some final words on Ras Makapi.
Oh, Rastafari, you can hear, right?
Yes, I.
Yes, I. Rastafari. Everything happened for a reason and a purpose, so we give thanks, because some different works. I was up working through the night, tidying through the night, and we woke up this and I come in. So, Rastafari and I been say in the beginning, you know what the gathering is for. So, you know what I mean? And I give thanks. You about 60,000. And I know, and I remember when it was 1,000. You see? You over and it now reach 60,000. And the aim is 100,000.
Yeah.
So it can go build. It can go take time build. You over. But as Ashaman did state, you know. It's like he's on a ship. Like the captain of the ship, so I big up the captain of the ship. You know. I just want to touch something quick.
Yes, I.
Same utterance, little further, opens the Beran Teacher Training Center. In addition, in this day and age, he must keep far from his mind the belief that he knows quite enough. The educated person will consider and weigh the welfare of the individual and the community and will form critical judgments while retaining the fear of his creator. See? So that our outer selected speeches, page 77, open the Beran Teacher Training Center. Give us the teachings of His Majesty, Jehovah. Because we know no devil philosophy, so I just right there. And the brother did mention Father Iris.
Yes.
Jehovah. So I have to large up Father Iris, because I know, say, Jehovah, he would have loved this.
Yeah, man.
Jehovah,
He would always
he would love
encourage
this.
I. He always encouraged I about the platform and
Yeah,
we
man.
would keep him up to speed, you know what I mean? So big,
Yeah, man.
big up.
So we know say I want a Father Irish student. You know what I mean? I go and take the works to our higher heights.
Yes,
so
sir.
we give thanks, man, because yeah, I want a Father Irish student too.
Really?
Yeah. Cause I tried through that university of adversity.
Adversity.
You get me? Which I man say, you know what I mean? And I graduate ghetto university.
Really?
So we give thanks, man. You know what I mean? Because even the utterance, we just open the book and there it was most ripened and mature. So I give thanks, man. And I take up any more time. Is now 4:11 in the early part of the rising here in England. So I man just say give thanks, more strength, as Jah willing, I'll be there when it's 100,000.
Yeah, man. And again, give thanks for the 10 pound Ras McCarpy. We give thanks for all of your wisdom, your wise mind. You're always sharing as an elder. You know what I mean? So we feel the love. And we're gonna have the I come forward and just share some of the I poetry at some point this year. So we'll reason on that because they have some top poetry, dub poetry and some different style. And yeah, man, we love it. We're gonna seal up with our royal queen. Queen Ifea, are you still there to give us our final word for the evening? I don't know where all of my female audience was this evening. Queen, I feel like there is the only queen that came on this evening. I don't know what happened, but I guess they're all waiting for March. They know March we run all Sistren all month, so maybe they were waiting for March. Queen, I feel give us just a final sound.
Yes, I tell you, it's just a mystic of the I find that brought me to this particular because I don't know if they noticed I haven't gotten a chance in a long hour now to join the platform, the series, and it's not intentional, it's just the engagement. And I've been up from 6 a.m. working and moving through, going on the farm, as I said, when I came in and I was just browsing through and I saw that. I said, let me check this out and see how it works, because I wasn't sure how it works,
Mm-hmm.
But I give thanks and I more give thanks for their works and the inspiration that they have opened up this space in providing to I and to recognize the importance of collective security, economic security, mental security, psychological security, social security. And it's a consolidation of that is taking place at this time, I just want to recognize the brethren, Palm J's words of advice. And it's very wise, because it's true that exercise, I can give an attest to that, how it has helped my physical self, my mental self, my theoretical self and psychological selves in utilizing exercise as a mean of restoration. I learned the concept a while now that is called neuroplasticity, and you get that through, exercising. It really helps me because I had an accident when I was a youth, walking to school one morning, and it is in the later days, after childbearing years, I see that it start coming up, and it was really exercise and the kind of food that I had taken internally that really assisted. What the exercise, I can't do nothing if I don't get my exercise. I'll go AY like a mad lady if I don't exercise. So it's true, the brethren, as I said, I'm looking forward on some of our ancient, and they were so busy and engaging to safeguarding the community, but they didn't do intentional physical exercises. And so it kind of take a hold on them and, take a toll on their system. And, some of them trod up even long before the time that I sight, and so it is imperative that I remind each other of the importance of exercising, because exercises, physical exercise improve your mental health, as the brethren already emphasized. It release the good endorphins, and reducing it really reduce stresses. And as I said, I've experienced it. But I just wanted to share, in addition to the words of the Majesty that have been shared, and the importance of this, and it comes forward to the wholesomeness of the goodie, the system that dwells within there. If it's not functioning effectively, we're not going to be able to effectively execute the responsibilities within the governance of ourselves in the way in which it is required. Their Majesty, speaking on public health, and he said, when we lay the foundation for the progress and development of the country, the fact that we granted the Constitution was in order to strengthen unity so that our country will be built around the idea of one emperor and one government, in which everyone will be conscious of his duty based upon the principle of one for all and all for one. When I was growing up, and I hear, especially my parents and particularly my father, would talk about that, and especially when we're having challenges among ourselves with relationship, and him use the one for all and all for one. I always think that it was coined by himself or within the Rastafari community, until when the first time I start reading the selected speeches of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I, and that was in 2000, when I got the honorable opportunity to trot into Ethiopia. It was 1993 at the time, and all of it. And when I reached on page 11, I said, wait a minute, it's not the Rasta people, them. And I said, all right, is the Majesty been speaking through I, and so on. So it go forward to what the brethren is speaking about, the unification, not just of our physical self from a sociological perspective, but our individual structural self in coming in unity that we call the Constitution, and the importance of health and well-being. And I will be touching a little bit on that on Sunday when I gather to illuminate the victory against the fascists, the battle of Adwa, as I now engage in the garden and touch base with Mama Earth, just to restore a nice Irish to a large extent. So we give thanks, Anizis, And we ask that truly and really that the words of I and I mouth and the education of I and I heart be humbly accepted in the sight of the Most High Divine, Haile Selassie the First, and I and I's Most Royal Highness Empress Menen, as for who have safeguard I and I up to this hour. Yes, I fake law.
Give thanks, give thanks. There you have it, family. This was another epic classic episode. We will be returning Saturday, reading Ras on the front line, Ras Sekou, Tafari. We'll have a new episode. Sunday, Battle of Ottawa. We are welcoming the entire board of IDOR, Universal Development of Rastafari, the official IDOR website launch. We're also going to be bringing back Nigos Kamal Atu. I know a lot of the item love all of the documents. The brethren is organizing up the documents. We're going to drop that flyer shortly. So we have a lot of content coming. Again, March, we've already started booking our guests, all Rastafari, Pan-African Sisters, all month. We're going to start with Sister Aisha out of Kingston, Jamaica. Is going to be our first guest on March 4th. So stay tuned. We have a whole lineup of powerful Rastafari and Pan-African Sisters from March, and we'll culminate with our Empress Menen panel April 3rd, Friday, April 3rd. This will be our third annual, I think, Empress Menen panel. So we are doing it, family. And again, I just want to thank each and every one of the items. We're at 62,000. We'll do this again when we hit 70,000. So stay tuned. We'll open up the platform again at 70,000. We'll probably hit that sometime in June, or July. So stay tuned for that. But we have a lot planned. We have a lot scheduled. We're not going to stop doing this work. Again, this is to Aya calling, a divine calling, His Majesty. Call I to do this work, and I am committed to making it work. What I'm asking for the global family is to help I to make this work by joining our monthly Patreon family. Consider giving $5, $10, $20, whatever you can afford. Again, if you cannot afford it because times are hard, we give thanks. Press the like button, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a brethren, tell a sister. Just watch. Even if you just watch, it helps. So wherever you can fit in, we express nothing but gratitude for wherever you are. But if you do have a steady paycheck, please support the platform so that we can, as I said, I really want to travel and start to visit some of our elders where they are, so that we can record their testimony, because they are transitioning at a spectacular rate, and a lot of them cannot come on this platform. They can't come on a StreamYard. They don't have a phone. But they have valuable wisdom to share. So I want to really be able to travel to not just Jamaica, but a lot of the Caribbean islands have elders that are there, that are legendary in their regions, but they don't have access to technology, and you have to go check them where they are. So support the platform so that we can do this work. And it's not, remember, we're at a crossroads now. We're transitioning from one age going into another age. So we want to preserve as much of the ancient knowledge of the first, not first, but probably third generation Rastafari, because the first generation were the Comsum brethren. Then we had, the elders, the founders of the mansions and the organization. And then we had the ones that studied under those. So that third generation now are the ones that are passing, And those are the ones we have to preserve because they were there when the elders established, some of the foundations, and they were the witnesses. So we need to capture that history of what they grew up and saw, because that no longer exists. That reality no longer exists. People like Queen Ifia's father, I wish I could have had him on this platform. We would have had such a joyful, reasoning, and he would have tell you about selling peanut and taking from the whole journey, and we used to get these stories, and him and Ras Iris, I wish I had a camera that could even capture the elders when they talk to each other, because those were so precious to I and I. Bongo Jack, brother Jack, who was here in DC, have one of the greatest stories. He tell you when his majesty visit Jamaica, and he stood up in front of his majesty and chanted the 72 names, and how the crowd was pushing him into the bayonet of the soldier, and the bayonet pierced him in his chest, and him stand up and he say, "Oh, vehement, venerable, oh, equinoctial," and him call out some name. But he call out the name, and him say his majesty just look upon him, and these are the type of testimony that we miss if we don't get out there to capture it. We're already missing a lot, but we can still do it. So come together, let us do this work, and also budget, create a budget so that when we bring guests on the platform again, you can give a $5 or $10 to each of our guests, because these guests are doing powerful work and we need to support them as a community. We want to, again, 50,000 people with $10. If we did that every Wednesday, I guarantee you in 12 months, the whole Rastafari change. I guarantee you that the whole face of the community, just by supporting on this platform, if you gave every guest that 500,000, 50,000 people, $10, I guarantee you in 12 months, the face of the creation change. That's how confident I am in the workers that His Majesty has risen. You know what I mean? And we would do that faithfully, and we could do that twice a week. We could do that every Wednesday and every Saturday. We don't have to just do it one time, so we could capitalize businesses once or twice as strong. We could do that with this platform and this community. So consider changing how we think. Consider instead of buying that coffee, instead of buying that sandwich, because you can't buy a meal in America under $15 right now. Allow me to tell Queen Ifia, you can't go road and buy no food.
I was gonna say you gotta tell them to exercise, because if they don't exercise, they get the money and they're gonna get weary and they're gonna get tired.
Yes.
Because I don't know if they know of the story of the Empress in Jamaica, very vibrant, very engaged, very
Right.
intellectual and everything, and she caught a cancer.
Wow.
And she came to the United States to remove the cancer, and they cut the wrong place to remove the cancer, and then she had to go remove the place where the cancer actually were.
Wow.
And she sued them, and she got the money, and she transitioned before she was able to
Wow. Get the
So
money.
stress caused that too, So
Yes.
I'm just saying that, re-emphasizing the importance of, while this is a collaboration right now that is being established
Yes.
with the Lion Voice
Yes.
and Palm J, to consolidate the healthiness, the
Yeah, man.
healthy discussion, the healthy accomplishments as we move through, because sometimes we don't pay attention to the importance of some of these things in simplicity. As it was said that what cast the demon out, was it fasting, and it was responded to and said, we do not eat? Was it through vigil? We do not sleep? Was it through separation from the world? We live in the desert. So what was it that cast the demon out? And the response was, it was only humility that was able to cast the demon out.
Right.
And so it is said also that, and it's something that we really have to look into it. Humility, because a lot of us does not have that. We see a lot of things, but we don't want to give each other a chance to express and so on. And it was said that the God wanted to hide something from human being.
Yes.
What is it that it wants to hide from human being? Is that I and I have the innate ability to do whatever. And the eagle said, give it to me and I'll take it up high. And the God said, no, they're going to find it there.
Yes.
And the buffalo said, give it to me and I'll take it and bury it in the plain. And the God said, no, they're going to cut through the plain of the earth and find it. And the sea creature said, give it to me and I'll take it all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. And the God said, they're probably going to go down there with a submarine, misunderstand it, and destroy it. But it was the mother mole who cannot see externally, but she can see internally. She said to the God, place it inside of them. They shall never find it there. And the God said, it shall be done.
Right. So it's inside.
And this was coming from the guy that is called Carl Jung.
Okay.
The psychologist.
Psychologist, okay.
And they were talking about healthcare, approaching it from a bio-psycho-social perspective.
Serious. So I love that. And if you watch Queen Ifia's episode on this platform, she gave that story and so much more. It's one of our classic episodes on this platform. Again, so much is here. And I encourage you to watch this platform with your children to expose them to some of our bright and brilliant minds. And we're going to continue to build the archive here on YouTube. Why? Because the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. And this is the Lion's Voice.
Rastafari.
Blessed love, this is Rashala representing for the Lion's Voice. See? Yeah, man. Keep it locked right there, sir. On to Zion we go. Lion Voice don't move slow, no. Rastafari rules and reigns, and we're going where the blessings flow. Keep it locked right there, sir. Saying, Rashala said that. Lion's Voice.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the Lion's Voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Rastafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I too. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
Empress Manel, Alliance Science. Oh, you're wrong. Universally unfold, be told. Blessed love, this is Itege and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard.
This is the lion's voice. Rastafari.
Yo, blazing fire. Yeah, man, this is Racindio out of Belize. And the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. Right? Yeah, man. We blaze fire, burning the wicked and the dirty vampire. Yeah, man, Racindio said that. Blazing fire, lion vote.
Shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice. Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the lion voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Oh, yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the light. Lion voice.